winners culture, yeah. We winners culture. So said and done.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Who's Hiring. It's just JJ. Today I'm here with Diamond Durant, Jay Duce, Amani is Faith, Riz. You feel what I'm saying? We in the building once again. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us through episode 2. So we moving on to episode 3. You feel what I'm saying? Let's check in. How's everybody doing today? How y'all feeling? What's going on in y'all worlds and y'all lives?
I'm good. I just came off a week in New York. That it was supposed to be a 2-day trip, turned into a 3-day trip, turned into a 4-day trip, and I enjoyed literally every part of it. Like, it was a work trip, and I actually enjoyed the work, which is different, crazy. I learned a lot. Then I got to see my brother. I got to see my cousin. Had a lot of fun. Ate really good food. Had really good conversations. So I'm on a high off that.
What was the basis of the trip? What you doing on the trip, man?
I was attending a training in this thing called Rewire CBT, which is a cognitive behavioral theory. It's a tool that this nonprofit called Roca uses to work with high-risk populations and get them to have more control over their behaviors, over their choices, over their thinking. And it's really cool. It's really powerful. And maybe one day on here, I'll break it down a little bit more. But it was definitely something that I was like, damn, if I had a tool like this when I was a teacher working with young people, I would have been more effective. So I love learning anything that's oh, this is effective. It was cool.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Riz?
That's how ironic you were traveling. Yeah, because I just came back from Paris.
Paris.
It was crazy.
He automatically.
Flex. No, hold on.
He automatically.
Ironically, I was in Paris. No, brother, you not about to ironically I was in Paris. Me, the flex right there. Go ahead, Red. And it was a work trip.
It was though. Yeah, it was business and vacation. You always gotta do business. You gotta be productive. But it was cool. Me and my lady went to Paris.
Another flex.
You guess, it's a milestone year. So we wanted to really just do something that, really tended to both of what we are into, being music and fashion. So a lot of history, a lot of things to pick up there, a lot of other things to notice, as well as just how the social aspects things are in Paris. But it was cool. I got some things on the way too, coming from Paris too, which is cool. So,
But look, you know what I'm
power couples, power couples. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm gonna ask you though.
What's that, bro?
What you notice? You see what I'm saying? I'm all about the details.
Okay, So I mean, just on a social perspective, a lot of the Black or African people that were there were the low tier, so to speak, workers, all the fast food joints, all the manual labor, kind of anything Amazon, anything quick, even just the little convenience stores. But it's cool to show they can still kind of get in positions to potentially own these things, but the aspect of how they were treated, you could just see this hierarchy. There's still that aspect of a racial division. Even though everybody's Parisian to an extent and speak French, there's so many tourists that the culture is it's just cautious,
Yeah.
It's just cautious, just to say the least. But yeah, it's still a cool experience. Still a lot to see, a lot to learn, which was cool. A lot of great architects. So I could say that again.
I love that. I'm jealous.
Diamond, check in.
I'm good. The highlight of my week, I was on a panel on Thursday.
Okay.
Thursday.
Shout out to the panel. I was present. Not to make this not to make this about me.
'Cause it's not.
Right. Thank you. The city of Philadelphia, they have their 4th annual Creative and Nightlife Economy Month, which is in March. I believe I'm saying that right. It was with the Department of Commerce and Creative Philly. So they have a bunch of panels all month that they're having. I don't know if y'all know, but the city is on a mission to become 24-hour nightlife destination, essentially. So they're investing.
I was quiet. Turn it up.
Are we happy about this?
We need it. Yes.
Do we need Philly to be open for 24?
Bro.
Do you know how much?
You know why we so poor?
Dude.
You know why Philly's so poor, brother?
Are we really
You
poor,
close
though?
at 2 a.m.
JJ, do you know
People
how much?
still
Do you know
be
how
up.
major that is?
How much
And you know how
money?
much money that brings
But
into
y'all
the city
have
right
lived
now?
here y'all whole life.
Yes, and I would
Does-
love to
does-
be able to go
does-
out like when
does-
I'm in New York.
What does that
Monty,
mean?
speak to us about how good it is to have nightlife
What does
that
that
doesn't
have
end.
to do with anything?
Tell
We
me,
lived here our
tell
whole
me how
lives,
good
and
it
we
is.
deserve to have
It's
nice
It
very
places to go
don't
out
end.
and enjoy
It's
ourselves.
very
But this is what I'm saying. Does Philadelphia need to be open all night? Y'all understand what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like,
Yes, okay, you're the Philly that you're talking about, the Philly they're talking about is two different Phillies. Okay, they're not trying to have Diamond Street open on the no. They're investing
low-key
in
trying to
clubs.
close them businesses.
Yeah, they're
Them
trying to
nuisance
invest in
businesses
clubs
open
and
all
bars
night.
that are in center city for tourists and also for people who come here. Just like New York is literally they basically open
Transplants.
20 when they say 24 hours. They're talking more so like New York.
Same thing when we was gonna get that stadium, but y'all
yeah.
was hating on it, man. Y'all people
Exactly.
was hating
Show
on
your
it.
cars, do
The
say.
difference
what I'm
between
saying?
a
But
club closing
we
at 2
need
a.m.
it.
and 4 a.m. That 2 hour time frame and amount of money when you think about the whole Sansom Street
Billions.
downtown, that's so much missing money right there. So the fact that we're a city that closes at 2 a.m., they want to expand that. They know that the nightlife of Philly takes up 25% of the city's budget. That's why we have a nightlife mayor
Wow.
who they literally have a full-time role to somebody who goes around
Shout out.
and preserves the nightlife in Philadelphia. Like that's
no,
that's like the whole
actually,
thing.
you know, Raheem Manning, he actually been on the show before. Been on the Winners Culture, the interview portion of the show. So we got to hear a little bit about the nightlife plan and the idea for the 24-hour Philly when it was in its inception, creation phase. And it definitely adds certain things because they're trying to make Philadelphia a worldwide type
global city,
destination,
as we should
a
be.
global city, like they called
The
it.
first city, you know what I'm
As we
saying?
should
Niggas
be.
don't put no-
Philadelphia is a highly historical place. It has a lot of national monuments and landmarks and things of that nature. And it's even becoming a much higher tourist destination. A lot of people are moving into Philly, as we see. We keep seeing apartments everywhere on every block and every street.
Gentrification.
Right, with
So-
another name.
Exactly.
So it's like, I understand. Like, I think it's good. I think at the end of the day, it's got, because one thing that Raheem said that really stuck with me is that whether you are open or not, like, the people that work into the night still are going to be coming home at that time, or so where did they go to eat, or who is looking out for them in terms of like the police? Are the police still active? Are they safe as they're moving around? Because even if you close at 2, like, that means that those people are moving around through the wee hours of the morning where nothing else is you kind of in the desert now in that situation. I thought that was a really good point to say that, like, if you extend it, and so now you making your travel, your early commute, while other people are going to work or are making their that 6 a.m. commute or that 7 a.m. commute. Now you're not alone when you're trying to navigate the late hours of the night. And I thought that was a really good point.
I think that's real. It's very beautiful too. I mean, I'm one of those people, like, I'm born and raised here, and I am pro trying to get other people to feel like Philly is the best city in the world, because I personally think it's the best city in the world. I've lived in New York, I've lived in Harlem, I've lived in Washington D.C., I've lived in Baltimore. Like, I've lived in these places, and I still stand by Philly is really the best city in the world. So I'm all for the things like the World Cup, all those things coming here to give Philly the recognition and put it on a global platform that it deserves, because we see it with places like Atlanta, we see it with New York, we see it with LA, and I think Philly has everything, all the makings to be that. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
We fought corruption for a long time. It's why you see the staying behind in our city compared to cities that took a big up in terms like DC, like Vegas, like Philly was in that step around, and earlier in those politics, there was a lot of things going on with the city that diverted some of those funds to where they needed to go, and now we seeing some of the ramifications of that. So, like, to have some hope that we might get some things that we've been supposed to have is fire to me.
But Diamond,
Sorry, I know we're still in the introduction phase, but I do have a question based off of this, which is just like, can a city though, like, scale and like get that attention globally and keep its character, like keep its soul, because like
That's a good
half
point.
the conversation
That's a
is
good
like,
point.
I want Philly to get all the attention. Half the conversation is Philly's changing so much, I don't even recognize the city. And it's like, those two conversations is the same conversation.
Yeah.
Can you answer that for me? Do you feel like New York hasn't held some of its essence, or you feel like as it's gone, it's like
it's
gone?
changed a lot, and that doesn't mean that it's changed for the worse, but like that essence, and particularly the Black culture. Like when I'm talking about soul, I'm talking about the things that like define Black culture in a city. It does change, and it forms around different things. it's more elevated in a lot of spaces in New York than it used to be. But like, we talk a lot about how like hip hop coming out of New York right now, rap coming out of New York right now does not have the same dominance that it once used to. That like that culture is not as concentrated in the city because the spaces to concentrate that type of culture aren't. It's not the same. It's just literally not the same. So like. You understand what I'm trying to say, and I'm curious how y'all feel about that too.
I feel like Atlanta does it really well. Like when I think of a city that is able to expand and is on a global platform, because Atlanta is one of those cities. Like people move to Atlanta for opportunity, especially if you are in the music space. A lot of people feel like it's fashion too, but specifically hip hop music. Atlanta is that hub right now because a lot of our, probably the biggest rappers come out of Atlanta. And I think Atlanta is a little bit different because Atlanta is just so damn black. Like they can't even be nothing else. Like you can't whitewash Atlanta because it's like no matter. Even though yes, there's gentrification in Atlanta too. Yeah, it's just different because their culture is so strong and so like contagious that it just doesn't get whitewashed. So I think that gives me hope that like if the culture is strong enough in a city, which I feel like Philly is one of those places where yes, we have gentrification and it's changed, and you see like these new neighborhoods, you see like people's Fishtown and the Northern Liberties of it all and Bella Vista and like all these cute names and all of that. But I feel like Philly is a city that has been the underdog for so long that I think like the culture here, like we've been overlooked for so long that like the culture here is just so strong that I feel like us people like us is ingrained in like we have our own language. Like we literally, and I know other cities do too, but like we quite literally, you can literally just talk to somebody in Philly. Like you can just in Philly
they
language.
Put our words in the dictionary, but
no, I think it's just I'm hoping that it
the Johnification of the world. Like
I feel like we had time to like build and fester, so like our core is strong before we get like exposed to the world. I mean, the same thing that happened to New York, but it's still like when you go there, I'm sure it feels like New York. Though. It don't feel like Philly, which is why Philly needs to get put on that platform. I think going back to what you said, like after hours already going to be open. People already got after hour spots, and certain types of people are in those places. So just opens it up for more people. Because when I think about even being in a different time zone, like people are up. You know what I'm saying? It was 5 hours ahead, and people are doing things. So like that could be happening back at home because I'm still adjusting. Like I was up till 6 editing because I'm like, why not? You know what I'm saying? Because but if I could go to the store, I could do this. Like that's gonna be worth it. And then I do think there might be a thing with being stimulated all the time. Like you don't go outside and it's a desert. So being in the city, like now you just surrounded by constant something's happening going on. But I don't know. I think it could be good, and I think Philly got that essence that if that comes here, we still gonna make it Philly.
My last thought on it. My last thought on it is just if you go from an underdog to a champion or underdog to a winner, your story fundamentally changes, and I think that's like tied to the bigger thing. And like if Philly's character is as an underdog, which it is, like you can experience it. It's in the people, it's in the sports team, it's in everything. But like when the underdog becomes a winner, things change. And so much of the character is shaped by struggle, shaped by poverty, shaped by that's that raw, that's the real, that's the grit, that's the whatever. When you polish everything or elevate everything, it changes the story actively. And I'm not putting good or bad onto any of these things. It just is the truth of what happens.
I think the essence of a city can always be shown when they sports teams make a run. Yep. And as a Philadelphian, the Eagles it's never going to be a time in history where we don't go. Whenever it's created, well, let me not use that word. I'm gonna bleep that. Y'all don't get me saying that. But
it's deeper than that.
But we gonna have it's gonna be overwhelming. It's gonna be an overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? So, a way of support in a way that we go and support our teams, whether that's if the Phillies make a run, it's been shown, Eagles make it. So that is when you see, even New York, I say, like, when the Knicks finally made their run the last year, like, that was the essence of New York was out there. Y'all was bing bong and y'all was going crazy. But I had something I wanted to ask y'all, like, y'all ever did something you were unqualified to do or just got thrown into the fire to do it?
He put us to work. He said, let's get to work, y'all.
Yeah, definitely. I think that the first time the biggest joint, one of the first times that this really happened and I really noticed that I was in this situation was when Nash hit us up to run that festival last year. when she hit, I'm gonna tell y'all this story. Nash, DJ Nash, that's really my dog at this point. I first met her through the Winners Culture interview series. I don't even know how she popped up on the radar. Somebody just was like, "Yeah, you should interview DJ Nash." So I went to International Bounce and just talked to her. I'm like, hey, I gave her the whole rundown. Told her she should slide to the show. She slid. This was probably like 4 years ago at this point, 4 or 5 years ago. And from that point to now, we just been, building a bond just as people. A lot of people who know me know, like, a lot of people call me their therapist. You feel what I'm saying? I got like 15 unofficial clients of people that just call me.
I'm one of them.
of people that just call me when they going through stuff or whatever. And at this time, like, it just what it was. So I'm just being myself, whatever that we ended up building a bond. Whole time she building an international brand. I'm not even understanding the magnitude of what's going on. And what I'm noticing, which I noticed with a lot of people in general in business, including myself, is like she never asking for help, but the thing just keeps getting bigger. You see what I'm saying? Like, it just keep expanding, but she is not asking for help at any point. So, when it came time to do the festival, she been doing this festival. I think this is the 4th year, coming up now.
This is the 6th year.
It's the 6th year?
Last year was the 5th year.
I'm tripping. Okay, so it's the 6th year. Shout out to DJ Nash on the 6th year. You feel what I'm saying? So that means that all these previous years you was doing it by yourself. Yeah. And she telling me how it's about to be at the Oval and just telling me all of these things. But I don't offer the help because, you know what I'm saying? You don't take help for real. Like, that's not your thing. So it was like 1:30 a.m. She sent me a text that said, "Help me, I'm drowning." I said, "Oh, this must be deep." Like, she ain't never asked for help before. Right. I said, "So, I text back, what you need." And then she just like, Juneteenth. And that's the word. So like, now I'm understanding, like, this for the first time you feel like you overwhelmed by the magnitude of what you've done. You feel what I'm saying? And so I'm like, the Winners Culture can produce it for you. Just out here talking. The Winners Culture, we've done things before. We've definitely done events before. And we've definitely
had it to the list.
I said, like, how many people are you expecting? She said, 10,000. Okay, we in it now. You see what I'm saying? We in it now. So she said 10,000. So I'm like, all right, we gotta figure it out. So at this point, when she say that number, it's paramount that I recruit the whole team. She haven't even met the whole team. She don't even know everybody that I'm connected with and all that. Like, the whole, even Winners Culture. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna need all hands on deck. Like, we're gonna need absolutely everybody in order to make it work.
And shout out to the team that came through.
And everybody came through, and actually it was beautiful and it worked and all those things. But during the whole process, we on the phone with sponsors and emailing people back and forth and trying to negotiate for this and trying to do, set up the podcast stage or set up this or set up that. Make sure that we right on the compliance side. Make sure that it's safety measures. The park talking about we not allowed to have security guards. We talking about, like, it's Philly, like, you mean, like, back and forth, all these things happening. And every step of the way, I said, what in the world is going on? Like, what am I?
What did I get everybody?
Yeah, like, what did I get? You feel what I'm saying? So that was definitely a time when I kind of threw myself into the fire. But it's like, I'm if y'all know me, I'm never going to leave none of my people that I'm close to hanging. Like, it don't matter what the situation is. That's just like, if I have the ability to come in support in any way, I'm gonna do that to the best of my ability.
Or we'll go get the ability.
Or we'll go get the ability. So that was my time.
I'm letting you get away with this one, but like, you organized the whole walk out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So like,
right,
You've been in there some. Yeah, and it was large. So yeah.
I've done some spontaneous things before, but that was definitely a time when it was over. I definitely had to look in the mirror, like, what did you like? What was that? Like, what was
that though? That was some good like real life experience for y'all.
Yeah, I'm interested to know for y'all, like, what's the time y'all threw yourself in somebody threw you in a fire, or you did something that you was unqualified to do.
Teach them people, kids.
Yeah.
That's the thought that comes straight into my mind is I was 22 teaching 18-year-olds.
Right.
That's not crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
He was crazy.
Looking back on that, I'm like, who was in charge of hiring? And I know exactly who was in charge of hiring, but it's just like the thought process there, and they made a good decision, mind you. Okay, I was a great teacher.
Yeah.
Right.
But totally unprepared, unqualified, no certifications. I didn't even have my BA. I wasn't graduated when I interviewed for the position. Like, I was still in college.
Shout out to the Philly charter school system.
Yeah, hell yeah.
No,
But
that's
that's,
for sure. The same person that hired Imani hired us.
Right.
Yeah, crazy.
Right. If y'all don't know, 4 out of 5 of us up here all taught at the same school. You feel what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's
through
a
the same channels.
we'll give you a little gift if you can figure out what school that was.
In the comments.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell us in the comments.
that's a lot of teacher story, though. It's like, in this day and age, it's like getting into the job totally unprepared, don't know what you're doing. If you can take a few hits and keep your hands up, then you can stick it out and it's for you. But if you can't, then you out within a year, and that's the story of teacher turnover. Or you get better opportunities and you out because better opportunities are for you. But yeah, that's the answer that comes to my mind immediately.
Damn. I guess I'll just jump off of that and stay in the workspace, because like my like supervisor that got me into the foundation, she's very much like she throw you in the fire all the time. Like, she's the queen to delegate. Like, she'll just say you can do it, and now you gotta like figure out how to do it. And early on, like when that's a different part of just, you're not just teaching, you like networking a lot. So it's like people from Comcast are coming because they want to donate to the foundation or whatever. This just happened, so I think I can say this. But yeah, and it's like we got to show them the building. It's a construction site. It's a lot going on, and she like, you got to go in there and talk to them about why they, like what we doing. And I'm like, this only my 3rd week. I'm still learning what we doing.
What are we doing?
Like, what are we doing for it? I don't think I fully understand. So y'all been here for a year.
What actually
It's
is we
crazy.
doing?
Yeah, like, what is we like? What are we doing? They give me a script, and it's like, we gonna go over there. We gonna talk to them, and we gonna see how it go. You gonna introduce yourself, say this, and that, and then you kind of just be yourself. And I think just getting that trust and that free reign to like be yourself was like where I was like, all right, like, this is why I'm here, because this is what I came in the door with. But just being put in a position of like, I'm expecting you to do this thing you've been doing, but now you got to do this too, and this is going to help you out. And am I ready to take on the challenge? But yeah.
They get
Bro,
deep
that
on
way.
Riz side too, but y'all don't be talking about it. But it's cool.
What you say?
It's cool. I said Riz be getting deep too, but hey,
For
nobody
sure.
I
what
keep
the
it calm,
hey,
bro.
it
Right.
be there. It be there.
Your
Shit.
deep got a to it though. It gotta-
Edge to it.
definitely has
Right.
an
He
edge
started
to
talking
it.
about the pyramids and like ancient pharaohs.
No, it's crazy. Seriously.
Crying.
I noticed that too. The noses on all the statues out there, even at the train station, was off the statue. The little Egyptian. Yeah, I'm like, they really take
In
the
Paris?
noses off. In Paris, bro.
Oh wow.
I'm
Wow.
like, why is the nose still off? Because they got all the
Why is the nose still
like,
off? Somebody
like-
could have put it back on at
No,
this point.
literally. You
Yeah.
know what it's about, though? They say the nose is like a defining characteristic.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know.
It was able for them to take the land. It was able for them to be able to put
Take
whoever you
everything.
want in that space.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So like, you gotta wear my nose proud.
It is, in fact, deeper
Every
than
room.
that. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
But for me, it was when I was decided to go ahead and run a medical facility and then never worked.
What?
What?
Run a medical facility.
Yeah.
Run a medical facility. Yo. We
it's a
might
good
got
joint.
stop.
I
We
got-
might got. I don't know. Run a medical. Who
Left-
put you
left
in?
field with that one?
Yeah. Who
You
put you in
Yeah.
charge of that?
So I took a job. So like like in like when you can feel the walls closing in. Like I'm at T-Mobile, but like the hires up has switched positions a couple times. You got different people in the building, different people above you, and they have different initiatives they want to do. So like this guy came from AT&T, and he had to really want to bring his AT&T folks in. Like he started slowly getting people out. So I could see the walls closing in. So I put in job interviews for everything. It's like, I'm in management, sales management, so I feel I could do it anywhere. So boom, put it in there for the eye industry, and got a call back the first time. He was real aggressive, but like I got the gift of gab. So like he like, oh well, you never worked out, how you gonna do this? So like I kind of explained that I can learn anything in a matter of time, which I did do. I was successful at the job. But when I first got there, I don't know nothing about people's eyeballs. I have no clue about what everybody's role is supposed to do. I don't know the tech does this. I don't know the procedure for this. Like, so and then training wise, come on, it's America. They not training. So like
Right.
I had 2 weeks at some lady store who did not care about me at my existence. And then she became the manager above me at the end. So that played out at the end as well. But like, so I'm at the fire. So I get to my store and the store I was training in was not like my store. My store is with our community. We deep. We having the time. You know what I'm saying? It's in there. They at this time it's being ran by somebody who is running a movie because they get to take none of the responsibility but get to run it. So she was having a ball. So I come in there like new off the water. I'm just trying to stay low. And third day, medical emergency. Boom.
Damn.
I'm like, so here come the doctor, the tech, the manager, everybody. Like, all right, so like this person, they about to go blind, like today.
Oh
I'm
shit.
like, what you mean? Like, what do we do here? I'm
Not
looking like,
today.
no,
Not
so,
today.
So I'm like, all right,
The
so
blind just leading the
I
blind.
immediately like, all right. So where would you send them? I was like, we want to send them here, but they don't want to go. So I just started Googling the medical facilities in the area. Now I'm calling them like, I got somebody with this. I'm saying the macular degeneration, and then I'm going crazy with the John on the phone trying to get somebody. I get through to the right ER. They like, all right, you can send them through, but they got to get here. So now it's like, they like, well, I can't even get there. We like, what the? You can't get there. What do we do in this situation? It's the blind leading the blind. So they like, we don't do nothing when this comes. Like I would call the old person, but you here now. So it's like, all right. I'm like, guess what my brain go? Get him an Uber. Hey, I'll pay for it. Give him the Uber. Get him out my store. Get this pressure off of me.
Yeah.
Let me file my little report. Because that's all I knew I do was like, all right, well, after this, I got to file an incident report. Like, I mean, what else am I supposed to do? Right. That's the incident report.
Oh, my God.
Boom. But like, so yeah, that was a time that I was highly.
So did you solve the problem?
Oh, yeah. She was good. Her eyes, she was
good.
She
Oh,
partially
he a hero.
blind.
This American hero.
She partially blind, but hey, that was like a regular. As you go on, that happened so many like
Really?
people go get your eyes checked, man.
Right,
Real rap. Just,
PSA.
I don't work there, but go get your eyes checked. It's necessary. It's so much stuff that can be avoided.
You passed the test though.
Oh
Right.
yeah. No, I came out there as a phenom in that joint because like again, when it comes to like some of this stuff, it's rinse and repeat. Like that incident report is the same thing at this company, same thing at this company. So like once you get to the part of like the job was also because then it was a medical facility, but like that's when I learned it's all about everything is sales. The doctor gets an incentive for seeing this many patients. So now you're in the incentive game. So now you're trying to get people to see. I'm not directly trying to sell more dollars, but I'm trying to get more patients. So like in a situation, once you run that, it's rinse and repeat. So I know what I'm doing there, and then and see there, and then you learn. Then I'm a curious human being. So like the eye stuff just was interesting. Like when you find out like some of the reasons people can't see it be their own doing. Like
So
why you had
basically-
contacts in for 6 weeks.
So basically, you was an agent of capitalism.
I've been for a while.
Most
yeah.
of us are.
Okay, I was just wondering.
That's hilarious.
I mean, so were you. You taught them young.
I was a teacher though. I
Yeah,
was
teaching in the capital. Okay, never mind. We ain't gonna
You
get.
know
It's
what I'm
deeper than
saying?
that.
I was an English teacher.
We'll move on. It is deeper than that. It's school to pipeline, but yeah, we'll deeper than that.
Mine is a little less interesting. I did a campaign. I had directed a campaign for a very popular internet provider. I guess you could say that we all probably know. But very popular internet provider that's based here in Philly. And
Okay.
We getting closer and closer to the
Right.
answer.
No, it's only one answer now. She answered it right. That last one is in Phil. Oh, well. What is that?
And they I did a storytelling campaign, and when we were in like the pre-production of it, I had pitched them the idea of like these storytelling videos. They wanted to do a campaign about creators in Philly who have been able to use Wi-Fi to like leverage their business, right? And I pitched them when I was doing in the creative like direction portion of all of this. I pitched them that these videos could be very techy and from like a tech point of view, meaning like better than a normal video, meaning like you would see things like text message pop up, social media icons throughout the video, and like for example, somebody might lift their phone up and it might look like they were on FaceTime. Yeah. Remember, Imani, you had us do the scroll thing. It was very much like that. I had no idea how to do it. I just pitched it to them because I thought it would be cool for the video and I thought it matched their brand. I didn't really understand at the time that we would need an entire SFX editor, so somebody who does visual effects for a living. So, I actually almost lost my job over that campaign because I hired a special effects editor that ended up ghosting me because the amount of work was so much. And then also the feedback from this particular client, because it's such a huge brand, they had so much feedback. Like there was a lot of people who needed input on certain things, and he ended up, this SFX editor was very popular. He had done work for like J. Cole, like Dom Kennedy. He was like very like popular. So he ended up ghosting. He did like some of it and it ended up ghosting like 2 days before it was like due to the client. So yeah, that was pretty bad. I realized then that I probably don't ever need to like do something like that again and just pitch something that I totally had no idea how long it took, what it all entails. So yeah, that was interesting. I had to end up basically finding these two random like Arabian men off of like Fiverr. And they were like, we do special effects, and I hopped on a call with them that day, and I was like, if we give y'all a deposit today, can y'all finish these videos in 24 hours? And they said, yeah. They were like, and they basically, we sent them everything that the guy had started, and they ended up doing it in like 24 hours.
That brother had AI early.
Right.
And
He had AI early. He said,
we gave them a bag.
Visual
too.
effects is dumb hard to like.
in
it's
24
tedious.
hours,
Like, it's
he had to have a full
to
team.
their defense,
Yeah,
we
it's
had
definitely
everything
tedious,
like
is
when
the right word.
y'all know I'm very like detailed and type A when it comes to work. So I had basically storyboarded the whole video. Like, this is exactly where we want this to pop up at, and he had references because the guy started it but didn't finish. So yeah, they went through them in like a couple hours and sent them back to us. So they really saved me, but we had to end up.
You saved them. They probably was like, yes.
Yeah, no, we gave them a bag because it was a rush fee, obviously, and just on top of their normal rates. But and it was about 5 videos that we needed done. So yeah,
That remind me of the time directly related to the time I just told y'all about the festival when the city pulled out and said they didn't have a stage. They didn't have no stages for us. Like we got a whole festival, right?
Crazy start
We
to
don't-
a day.
We don't got our podcast stage, nor do we got the main stage, which is supposed to be the
That
stage.
day?
The stage.
No, they told us
was a
about
week
they told us about the main stage a
I
week
ended up helping the
before.
guy set up
They
our
told us
stage.
about
Shout out
the
to my guy.
podcast
That's my
stage
dog too.
like 3 days before or something like that. Like, yeah, we don't got
hard,
either stage for you. So I go to Nash. We just all in there stressed out, trying to figure out what Nash like, I think I got a guy. We like, all right, bet. I'm like, where you find a guy? He's talking about, I met somebody on WhatsApp. I think he got a stage. I think he got a stage for us.
I was
What?
so sure. Like,
Sure.
a part of my heart was
Yo,
so
shit,
serious.
Wait, did she have a guy?
It was a random Caribbean man that brought out like a real Live Nation.
No,
'Cause y'all
he had
seen
a
it with
stage.
with the
Big-ass
stage with the LED joint in the back
It
and
was
the
way better than what it was going to
What
be
it was
in the
gonna
first
be.
place. Which is
He
always
took
why you
it up
trust God's
10
timing, not
notches.
yours.
Right.
That-
in a week though.
You know what I'm saying?
Off WhatsApp.
See, God be
What the-
blessing you. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
One thing I realized about like
Blessing in
the
disguise.
creative world, it
Bro.
go fast. Like when it comes to like production and even the creative
International,
world in general, everything goes fast. That's why, like, if you are somebody who like works for yourself or works in a field of even like production adjacent, maybe you direct, maybe you're a photographer, maybe you do set builds, just be available. Because when I'm telling you, these brands will call you and be like, we need you
to do today.
tomorrow, we need
Yeah.
you next week, we want to do this, like that type of stuff. People think in their head is pre-planned. Oh, y'all was working on this for months. No, you never know, especially when you are somebody who works in production. You never know when somebody gonna call and need something.
Yeah,
On
that's
that-
a perfect transition to the question that I have in my head, which is like, how do you decide what opportunities you take in moments like that, but in general? Like when we out here, you start off doing your own thing, scared that you're not going to get opportunities. And then at a certain point, you hit a point in the road where you're getting more opportunities than you actually know what to do with, or more opportunities that are potentially good opportunities. Like how do you actually decide?
I'm literally at that space right now where I literally had to make the decision last week to close myself off to any projects from this point forward until one project that I'm working on closes out.
Ends, yeah.
And I think it's about knowing your capacity, how
Yeah.
much you want to work. And I think that's the beauty of working for yourself is you can decide how much you want to work or when you feel like you're over capacity. I said this before in another episode, but making sure you're tracking your hours, because a lot of times when you work for yourself, you're just working into a hole. And you're not even tracking to see how many hours am I working. You might have worked 80 hours this week. That's your sign that you are probably at capacity. If you are somebody who wants to be that though, like I don't mind being over capacity. This is my priority. Forget everything else. Me, I need to balance my personal life, and I also have nieces and nephews to show up for, and
life.
a family to show up for, and like all of that. So those things matter to me. So that's why I can't just dump all of my time into one thing. So I feel like for me, it's about where you're at in that time, money, the amount of time it's going to take you to do the thing. But yeah, I think considering all those factors and figuring out what you can do is really important, because if you're taking on so much in the name of money, then it's really not going to matter in the end, because the client is never probably going to work with you again because you were unorganized, all over the place, you were late,
right
and it's
there.
all because you were just really at capacity. So
I think on that same kind of note of trying to understand how you going to use your time. I think it depends on who you are, right? With like what your situation is. Whether you got a 9 to 5 and then you trying to like prioritize the passion, or whether you is a full-time entrepreneur. I think those is two like very, very different experiences. I think when I was in a 9 to 5 rule and I was also trying to pursue a passion, honestly, I didn't weight the passion that heavily. It was almost if it work type time. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's like I got my steady check coming in. I also felt like I got a good idea, but you know, if the idea don't pan out, it just don't pan out. I'll pivot to something else. This is just like my off time.
And you've been successful creatively before that.
Yeah, and like I had some creative mentors, and you know, it's just like it'll happen in its time type time. Whereas as an entrepreneur, it gotta work. So it's like with it having to work, I think that changes how I think about the time I'm willing to spend on anything. Like, especially in the early stages. In the early stages, I was very intense with myself and intensive to make sure that the product was like premium. And I didn't even know why I wanted a premium product. I didn't even really know the difference between the levels of a product that you could give. I think I just had a little bit of perfectionist in me. And so that's what I was trying to put out. But when you do that, you take away a little bit of time to like, or you could possibly get in a situation where it's like, I'm not going to focus on skill building. I'm not going to focus on learning or education or anything that could go into that time. I think because I had jumped out into the water, I felt like I couldn't go back to a 9 to 5. So that wasn't really an option. It's like I got to figure out how to make it work. But it definitely, I feel like I'm still figuring out the balance between trying to, you know, when we used to work at the 9 to 5, we used to have like skill building type, what did they call it?
Professional development.
Professional development. Yeah. And I think that's important. Like, I think that's super important to be able to take your craft, your skill to the next level. And so now I try to incorporate that. I try to incorporate like rest time, and I try to like make it so that my time is other people around me, so that I don't feel the burden of everything having to go perfect as long as I make it go perfect. Like, I think that helps ease the feeling that like we gonna be all right. Like, it's like we gonna be all right.
I feel that. I feel like it's for me, it's just like what's going to be considered quality time, like for my time, because sometimes I'll go down the rabbit hole of just wanting to work, and like I'm just doing the thing that's going to feed my creative like urge, you know. Or then it's like I have a responsibility of like schoolwork, or I have a responsibility of job work, but it's like, how much of that am I going to like take up my brain before I get to do the things I want to do? Mm-hmm. And that's where I had to like learn to prioritize my time. And still, you know, family, like you guys said, and being in a relationship, it's like you want to give everything just quality time, what's really going to feed my soul. And I think that's the easiest way to prioritize it, because I got to think about it as a human and not just like productivity. But I'm going to be productive, but it got to feel right.
Yeah. I also think about like when there's an opportunity valuable depends also on like there's money, like you said, and there's also like the learning experience part of it, and like when can you afford to just take that time to learn, like what you were saying, versus like when do I need it to turn around for me right now? And if it's not turning around for me right now at the amount that I need it to turn around for, then it's not worth it. And I think that, like you said, when you're at capacity, that's where you stop valuing those like learning opportunities as much, or like those exposure opportunities, because you're like, I need it to turn into something. But I do also think that like, I feel like I'm at a stage, and I feel like I'm surrounded by like people in the same like generation, age range that are building things where like we still do need learning opportunities, which don't have to be unpaid. But I feel like we do also need the opportunities. Like we were just talking about being unqualified and jumping into something. That's where growth happens. Like that in that discomfort space is the growth space. So like, I feel like taking opportunities that intentionally cause you to learn something new and being humble enough to receive that learning is like really, really, really important for the stage that I'm at right now.
Yeah. No, that was fire. bodied that. She caught me off guard. But I saw something great on this that I just wanted to add to the conversation. It was this girl on Threads, and when I find you, I'm gonna send it out to it. But she spoke about how early on in her career, she took on a big client. I'm just gonna speed run it. She took on a big client, and that big client, she gave loose criteria for how it started. She didn't have a welcome package. She didn't have an onboarding package. She didn't have anything to kind of like clear the guidelines. And 4 months into the deal, where she's making the most she ever made, the client backed out. And she said that told her to like have to really look at how she did her business and like clean up the part of like where I'm just like this person running my business, and I'm more of a like I have to feel like a corporation even if it's just me. Like so like in that, like for me, like it really is how I spend time is like switching what I spend my time and energy into. Like I'm not going to spend. I'm gonna limit my editing to a certain amount of time. I'm going to limit what I do so that I never feel the waves of what I felt in the past of work. Like I'm probably never ever going to work a day straight through, unless we're on set, or unless we're doing something like that. But if it's me personally, what I consider work outside of work, which is work, is I'm not going to be like, all right, I'm not going to go calls from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. I'm not going to do that no more. I'm going to breaks in between, spend my time with my kids, come back to the edit, and get it done in the same time fast 24 hours, but it's a different way I approach the 24 hours. So for me, it's definitely that skill of like, and that became early on. I learned from like working too much at 9 to 5, like 'cause that whole model I think is an issue, and I learned it when I first jumped into my entrepreneurial role, that I just was like going crazy. Like and I got a family, so I just was focused so hard in my business. You're not even paying attention to your family in this situation, because you like, oh, I got to answer this client, I got to do this, got to fix their revision, got to do that. Now I'm back on this next client, now I got to do this. And I was running 6 clients, and I just started 2 months ago. So it just was like, but who says no? Like I'm making more money than I ever made. So it definitely, but after I finished those opportunities, I was like, all right, that's when I stopped, and that's when, you know what I'm saying, came to this role, because it was a better opportunity.
On that same thing that you just said, though, I'm interested to hear like what y'all say about this. Is like, I think once you get into an entrepreneurial role where sometimes you're making your own money, right? At the very beginning of the situation, you still have to actually define what is it the thing that you do. Like, what am I willing to take money for, and what am I not willing to take money for? And I think I seen I seen a Threads post by David Shands when he said getting a second job rarely solves the problem. You need a better skill. And I thought to myself, as an entrepreneur, getting a second job to me is like doing the job just for money that I probably wouldn't have done, either because it doesn't match my value or because it doesn't align with my mission. You feel what I'm saying? But I need the cheese. And I felt like this tweet or the Threads post is also speaking to the thought that like just doing them extra little random things is a problem, because it means that your main pitch, the main thing that you're trying to sell, isn't selling, or it isn't going the way that you need it to. And so you picking up these little side jobs or whatever in order, but now that's taken back from your time that you could have spent learning, or that you could have spent focused on keeping the main thing. But sometimes it's necessary in this economy. So like for the entrepreneurs, like how do you feel about just taking that job just for the money? Because sometimes you need the money as opposed to staying mission aligned, or just doing something that might pay less, but it'll help your skills in the long run. And same thing for the 9 to 5ers. Like sometimes you end up doing things that take away from your ability to actually increase your value.
Let me ask you: is that how you feel about like running gun camera work? Because I know that's something that you like.
That was a good one. Go ahead, because we similar.
Yeah, no, that actually is. So it's like on a majority of running gun camera work, that is how I feel, because that's not who I'm trying to be. You know what I'm saying? And so in a lot of situations, what ends up happening, and what has always happened in my case, I'll tell you a quick story. Like it was a popular promoter in the city. And I took a running gun job just off the strength of my homie. He called me like, yo, I got this event for you. Can you go shoot it? Boom. I did the event. I end up, making a connection with the owner of the event. And she everything went well. Everything went how it was supposed to. She ended up getting back to me talking about like, yeah, can you come do this other series of events? Can you do these other events for me? And I was like, no. She ended up blacking on me, like snapping, like she ended up snapping a little bit because I wasn't willing to take that work. But I couldn't take that work for multiple reasons. Number one, I got the job through somebody else. You feel what I'm saying? I didn't even talk to him. You feel what I'm saying? And number two, that's not what I'm trying to be. I'm not trying to be the club, the club guy. And so that's how I feel about this situation. When you start going down a path, to me, what I've seen is that you end up being on the path. You end up being on that path because the same opposite thing happened when I stayed in the things that is more home based, like producing the podcast or the talking head type things, or the things that tell people stories, or those type things. When I started doing those clients, I got more of those clients. You feel what I'm saying? I got more people asking me to do that thing.
And even just when you did it for yourself, it ended up turning into other opportunities.
Right. When I was doing it for free, just to do it myself, it turned into one of the, somebody hit me up to do a master's program because they like the way I spoke on a certain on a certain topic. And so it's like, that's just how I feel. Like what you water will grow. Yeah. So even if you going,
that's a good way to say that.
Yeah, even if you start watering the other lawn because you thought that's where the fruit was at, but it's not the fruit that you like. You feel what I'm saying? It's still going to grow, and you gonna end up picking it, and you gonna end up eating it, and you might force yourself to like it for real. You feel what I'm saying?
No, that was fire. I'm gonna be quick on this, but my topic on this would be from Spofer as a man, like on the secondhand job part of that original comment you read. A lot of men do that because you are a little bit scared to talk to your partner that you might need to chip in a little bit more for a little bit. So now you're taking away from your kids, your family, your own self and perseverance to work a second job when your partner is lofty in her career doing her thing, and you decide not to like ask it and help out. And for the entrepreneur part of this, that second job, like for me, like kind of how you feel I've interviewed work. Like for me, I came into this women's culture life because I was fresh off of doing my own thing for so long while being 9-to-5er, and it just was so overwhelming in a sense, but also I was prepared for it, but also I didn't have the right things in place to protect me. So like it was like, why I don't want to hop right back into this, where right now I could use the money, and it's like, why don't you just turn it back on, post again. You can hit up these old clients, people want a podcast. I'm saying new people with new pods every day, you could play that role, but I don't want to take it. Like I feel like it's going to dilute running a production company again. Like if I go that route, I'm just a podcast studio recording pods, and that's not kind of want to go. And similar to videography work, that work kind of puts you in the line. You could be an amazing videographer, but I know the height of that, and I know I end up hiring you for what I want to do. So like I in that point, running a production company is something that I wanted to do. So doing that is what I would rather do than go videographer work. So like I can't take that job, because once I do, it leads to the next job. Now hey, you the best videographer, you getting this bread at a certain level, but you doing it in a way that you didn't want to do what you wanted to do. You just doing what was available to you. So that's what I got on that topic. But it's money.
Yeah. I feel like in a building, I don't think any like creatives should feel bad for taking a job that might not be exactly what they want to do in the beginning. I feel like that's all subjective because you just don't know where people are. Like people have real lives and real bills and real mouths to feed and stuff like that. So I think taking a job in the beginning that, might not be exactly what you want to do. It might not be that dream campaign. I think that like internally making that decision and figuring out if that's what's best for you, do that. I feel like my struggle comes in as a creative director where like I feel like I take a lot of jobs that or I have taken some jobs where I don't necessarily like it visually. And I feel like I will hop on it just for money, or it'll be like somebody I know or something like that. So I'll be like, okay, I'll do this for you. But I have a very always, like since I was young, like I was actually just looking at photos of me on Facebook from being like a preteen. And in my room, I have like cut out photos of like Odd Future all over my wall. Like I've always been somebody who's been into design and into aesthetics. Like for as far back as I can remember, I would take my notebook and get a completely different notebook if my handwriting wasn't like perfect and everything. Like I'm very much like that. So
Still
when
in
it
your
comes,
notes.
exactly when it comes to working on projects. And I think sometimes like people don't really understand what a creative director is. It's a very popular role and a very popular title. People love to call themselves that without fully understanding what a creative director does, because a lot of people will come to me with a vision that they already have and they're committed to it. And then I don't even think it looks good, but I'm helping out where I can. And that happens to me so often versus like I do my best work when people don't come to me with nothing at all. They're trusting me. They're like, you're the creative director. You bring it to life visually. I feel like that's when I can really do my best work. But I have seen myself in the past take on work. And a lot of times that's why I might not be as boastful about it, because I just like, I don't necessarily want it. And that's a lot like in my previous role, that was another thing. Like I loved that brand. I didn't always love the work that was produced, so I wasn't sharing it here and sharing it there and doing this, because it's like I don't want people to think that this is the representation of the work that I do, because this is not me at all. Like when I say I have creatively directed stuff, like I like to do everything from scratch. Like literally whatever you have in your mind, let's throw in the trash and let's start over and work together from scratch and come up to something that we both believe in. But I think a lot of times people are like, I need a creative director, but they already got the vision in their head. You done did the creative direction. You just need people who are going to execute on it now. And I work better on the strategy side than the execution of it all. So that's why, that's like my thing that I'm still working through. I don't even have the answer because it's still something that comes up very, very often. I just shot something couple weeks ago that was damn near a 10-hour shoot that I was there all day, and I didn't like the vision when it was bought to me, but I got on it because it was somebody that I cared about, somebody who I really appreciate and all that, and it was just like, okay, I'm gonna help you. So I'm still learning how to be that. Like when I know what my aesthetic is, and like it's very similar to like Solange. Like when you see stuff that Solange does, you're like, oh, that's Solange. Like Solange did that. Like she has her mark on it, and that's how I want to be. And that's why I get like nervous when I hop on stuff and people like credit me, because I'd be like, I don't want people to think that this is my work, especially when you're putting creative director on there. It makes it look like I came up with this idea and I didn't. Yeah, it's like I technically, that's why I try to tell people the difference between a creative director and a producer, because it's like, you had this vision, I just helped you with it. I'm a producer on this. I did not creatively direct this, baby. This was all your vision that you brought to life. So I think that's just something I'm working through.
I think you might want to get like a second handle for those other jobs you don't like, so you can still credit them to a portfolio. Because that was like just like different producers, like music have different titles and different names they do. So all their work is titled where they want it to go. Because even though you like it, still might come out fire to some people, and I think it's still probably fire proposal.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, that was a really good also just like description that helped me to understand better like where your lane is as a creative director.
Yeah.
If we still on a second job thing, I'm queen of a random second job. JJ knows this. Like consistently for the past like probably year and a half, 2 years, I always had a random second job. And like some of them have been really random, but I made friends through them random second jobs, definitely made money through them random second jobs, learned new skills through them random second jobs, learned more about how different industries work behind the scenes. And like very few of them like built to something culminating in my life, but like I don't count them as wasted at all, even though they were like I worked for WHYY on their street team randomly for like a year, where I was just going to different pop-up events, sitting at the little table, giving out lanyards and like talking about the WHYY shows that were on. Totally random. I met amazing people through that random.
Yeah, I was about to hold on, Monty. Hold on.
Literally.
You are the person that he's saying, like, you do it, but you already have the better skill. So like you have the good skill. So like when you do a second job, it's not when regular people do it. You're not out here scrubbing the floors in the toilets at Target.
One thing that I would add is like right now I'm teaching GED classes. That's my random second job. I love it. But is it definitely a random thing that I'm doing every Monday? Absolutely. But I think that your point, Jay, is duly noted that like I'm not taking the job necessarily to learn new skills. I'm taking them for the money, but also they're enriching experiences, and I'm bringing the skills that I have to them. But yeah, I'm a proponent of a random second job. I am.
Oh, that's fire. I think that was cool to say that way, because when you hear second job, I'm thinking doing something that you don't want to do, not something that's like it's still kind of aligned with how it can help you like better the skill. But like what the guy's saying is like solving the problem. You just need a better skill. I also think it could be like you need to better your skill. Like maybe you're just bettering what it is that you already do, or you can learn something new in the field. Like before, like I didn't have to do as much editing. I would take money to then delegate to get someone to edit. But now I'm learning how to edit, and now I'm able to teach editing a little bit. Like I'm not Jay Duce, but I can do a little something now. So it's like that, or even photography. Like like just all these random skills I'm getting. That's like now, if I do delegate a task, I know what I'm looking for. I know what to tell a person to do. Like now we can really have a conversation about it. So I think once you do that, now once you get better at the thing, now you can generate streams of income through the thing that you get better at, which is like working with merch or a show or whatever the case may be. It's like now I'm understanding how I can not just think music is going to be the whole indicator of making money. There's things that come out of that. Yeah, and you just gotta better the skill.
That was good.
It becomes a second job.
Right.
That was perfectly said.
Right.
All right, y'all. Loosen your tie, grab your drink, kick your feet up. We about to get into it.
So, y'all heard Black Harlow. I mean, Jack
Perfect.
Harlow. New album.
Perfect. Yeah. Never mind, guys. This was the right way. Perfect. Let's go.
It's a neo soul album, like the same Jack Harlow that was doing the whips and chains and the whole is now a neo soul artist, which like total pivot that no one saw coming. Low key, it's not bad, y'all. It's good. At least the first 3 songs I thought were definitely good. And then the rest of the album is like good. He got Robert Glasper on like arrangements and productions. He got Raven Lenae sort of like singing throughout. So it's like these super lush, like really well produced tracks. And then his voice, he kind of isn't even like the star of the album in a way. Like almost more the production is the star of the album. But regardless, like the crazy part is just that Jack Harlow is now a neo soul artist. Low key. But the internet is like not having it, not just because of the album itself, but because in an interview, I think it was with the New York Post, he sat down with 2 also white interviewers that were having a conversation about the fact that a lot of other white male rappers end up eventually outgrowing the genre and essentially becoming like a mainstream pop or rock or alt or country artist. And so the interviewer said something along the lines, well, actually, we got the clip. Let's pull it up.
White rappers are afforded more freedom to change their genre. True or false?
I might have to think about that.
I'd like to hear your answer to Joe's question, but also then talk about what I feel is like the radical twist of what you have chosen.
Well, I'll piggyback off what John's saying. John's saying you didn't retreat into a whiter genre. In fact, you arguably went deeper into
I got blacker.
Black music.
Yeah.
deeper into blackness. So was that conscious? Was that a little twist on the typical move that white rappers make, which is to retreat back into traditionally white sounds?
It certainly made what I already wanted to do even more appealing. Absolutely.
Because you like pushing that boundary, that line?
I think I love black music. I love the sound of black music.
Who among us?
Yeah, I
It's
love
like-
the sound of black music.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm hyper aware of the politics of today, that safer landing spot that a lot of my white contemporaries have found. And of course, it appealed to me to do something that I felt like at a time when there's plenty of people expecting me to take some of the routes y'all are taking.
Yep.
To take the route that not only might not be expected, but is also the one I genuinely want to take. So all the stars aligned in that way for me, to be honest. I'm not going to pretend like what you're talking about. I was like, I guess you're right. I knew that there were multiple things appealing about this route, but I also came to the decision, I'm proud to say, off of what feels good in my ear.
White rapper.
Right. So that's the full context.
I feel like, first of all, the album is hot. That's where I got to start. My music ears tell me it's fire. I can't lie to you. Like, does Jack Harlow voice add a lot to the production? Not really to me, but I think he did a good job. I think if you turn your voice into such an instrument that it blends in with the composition, you did your job. And he did his job. I think the lyrics are strong in the sense that they're good. It's good. I can't lie to you, it's good. Now, how do I feel about him saying he got blacker? In neo soul, I felt like neo soul never got the attention that it deserved, never got the platform or the pedestal that it deserved. Yeah, so it's like I really truly feel like some white person somewhere is going to feel like Jack Harlow invented neo soul. Like this is the first time that I heard these sounds instead of like Erykah Badu or instead of Jill Scott or instead of D'Angelo, I heard Jack Harlow. Like he the first like and you feel what I'm saying? Like I don't
Man, send his album to Jill. Let her sing on it, man. It sounds good because the production is good. It's a good people on it, but the person
everybody can't do that though. Everybody can't.
I disagree completely.
I don't like him wearing the Carl Thomas sweaters, but go ahead.
I feel like he's not like if you think about say your audience, say you don't listen to black music, right? Jack Harlow is not going to be your introduction to R&B, y'all, for real. Like, what? He's not the first white artist that made R&B music. Justin Bieber just made an R&B album last year, and it was probably one of his best albums and got hella praise for it. Someone who listens to white music is going to be like, if they do say that, which I don't believe anyone, like, I think realistically, white people, they're not, obviously you might not hear a white person be like, yeah, no, Erykah Badu invented neo soul. Like you might not hear that, but white people our age, they know who Erykah Badu is. Like that's just that, like they know who Erykah Badu is. Like
depending on certain circles.
Oh, I guess depending on certain circles, but I think
about, like,
when you talk, if we're talking about niche artists, like no, they might not know everything about D'Angelo, but we talking about Erykah Badu. This is an artist that white people know, black people know. Like she's a global artist, has performed in other space outside of America, and has sold out concerts outside of America. Like white people listen to Erykah Badu. Like this concept of like black people listen to black people, white people listen to white people is so outdated and so wrong. It's such a terrible narrative because that's so not true. But on top of that, bigger artists than Jack Harlow, we talking about Ariana Grande, we talking about Justin Bieber, mega artists that can't even do nearly as many sales and ticket numbers and streams as these two, Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber as an example. They have literally in the more recent years, the last 3 years, came out with full R&B albums that wasn't even, Justin Bieber didn't put that level of intention of having an R&B black musician who is a legend like Robert Glasper come on the production and tap other black artists. Like literally Justin Bieber made an R&B album last year with Sexy Red on it. Like literally with Sexy Red on it singing is the sweet spot, baby. It's like a literally sweet singing. Sexy Red with Drewski doing skits throughout the whole album.
But Bieber did not.
Like he made a
Bieber
black
did not
album.
go on the New York Post and say, I made music blacker.
And in terms of the,
so like in
I don't think he said, I don't think he said I made music blacker. He did not.
He said he leaned into blackness.
My music got blacker. Is that not what I heard?
He said my music got blacker.
That's a different.
That's not my music got black.
He didn't say.
What we heard you say was I made music blacker.
Yeah, he said I made.
No, not music at all. I made my music blacker. Is what he alluded to.
That's
what I'm saying.
But I feel like yes, when you hear the saying said, do I think he could have phrased it differently? Yes.
I know they was all cringing in their seats.
Yeah, I think when he said it though,
they was loving it. It was
for context. When you hear the context to me, it wasn't that. Like to me, I don't think he meant.
It wasn't
that. Like I really don't, and I think like yes, we in an age where it's like we want to catch white people. As soon as they say something, but like also if you take a minute and just look at it as a person and you hear what he's saying in context, I truly, honestly, and we've heard white people say stuff where it's like, okay, you was dead ass wrong. Like you meant that, and you was dead ass wrong, and you doubled down on it.
Yeah,
that to me, that clip that I just heard. I mean, again, I'm not looking at it visually, but I don't think that he meant like.
Do I need to play some more like Jack Harlow? Because in this, we are saying that soul and neo soul. One, I would give you those people like Justin Bieber and all these people, but they don't go out yelling I'm neo soul or yelling that I'm doing a different genre. Because this whole convo was centered around him being in the genre of R&B, and that kind of gets me to like white music doesn't exist. Like even though like pop was made. Pop is not even a real pop is R&B with an upbeat sound. Yeah. It's upbeat R&B is all pop is, which made by black people, which are R&B artists who then made the genre of pop. So now we kind of give it to white music because they kind of took the upbeatness away because we had to be so hard for those years. So like, but to the point of like all of it is black music. So like even when Post goes country, he's going black. to me. Like even when Justin
But
Bieber
you
goes
know
country,
what
he goes
that
black to
meant.
me.
But you know what they
but
meant.
yes, because I know what they meant. Because I know who he's talking to. I know what they're trying to get off. They're like with JJ's point, it's not like he's again. I understand white artists existed before, but when you add this context, you say you're going to a genre. Now white people get to say, "Oh, Jack Harlow is in this new genre. It's a new thing to talk about. It's water cool. It sounds good too." So like in those things, you kind of get to adapt into that lane a little bit more. So now he's also gentrifying the R&B lane a little bit to me. So like when you do the interview, first one thing for me, I think this conversation should happen with black people so they can give them context when you're talking about black people things. So like having a conversation about black music without black people is kind of crazy to me. One. Two, in the sense of the people you're talking to, they don't have the greatest takes on black people, if we can all agree on New York Post of recent times. Mm-hmm. So like in that case also, so now we're adding all these things into the factor, and then like I said, he set him up for it. Oh, what are we trying to, and blackness. Like what, yo? Wait, what are we doing here? Like, what is the point? If we're trying to sell a product, then high on the fact that it's good music. Talk about those people on the project that makes it sound great.
In 2026,
don't add the blackness with white people to me.
You can't skip the fact that Jack Harlow just made an album in a super duper black.
That's why I said I gotta play him, because every Jack Harlow song we go back is black. Whips and Change is Melly's drum beats, 808s, DJ Drama.
But he was a pop rapper.
He's a pop rapper.
Yes, for sure.
I gotta play Jack Harlow.
The same way that Drake is a pop, like Drake and Jack Harlow.
Were in the same lane. If Drake
made a goddamn episode artist,
what is a pop rapper? Because are you saying
you making
a
song for commercially? You're making a song for the purpose of being commercially successful.
Yes. And
so if you're commercially successful, you made it to be. Okay.
To me, so pop to me.
So hold on. Before we go, is Clip's last album? Because it was commercially successful.
Not at all.
That's not what
right, but so is it pop now? It's commercially successful, but it's not pop.
No, we're not saying that. We're saying that
that you think
it's one of those
I
things.
think that we're saying that people are trying to appeal to the music that you can play in Target. Is what I'm saying.
No, I don't think that's what. I think
that's when people say pop. That's what I hear. I hear Mos Def calling Drake Target music.
No,
but like that's not what it is to me.
That's not
popular music. Is all somebody trying to box people out of a lane that is theirs. If your song is hot in hip hop, it's hot in hip hop. Like Jack Harlow has hip hop bangers. He's rapping to his essence. Drake too. Like so. Like the pop conversation to me is being to this white place to where it just meant the top of the charts. Like pop is just the top of the charts.
Would Jack Harlow get smoked by Kendrick?
What?
They're not even in the same.
They're not in the same. They're not in the same.
That's not. I feel like when you. I think there's draw
Are you
songs.
saying if they did a song together, Jack Harlow? Like,
no, what I'm saying is that Kendrick
in a rap beat,
in a verses,
does Jack Harlow belong in a verses with Kendrick? No, because they don't.
But why are you going to Kendrick? Go to Jack Harlow's own industry. What he sound like?
Drake.
Right. No one else sounds like Drake. Is that what? So now only person that sounds like Drake is Drake.
No, I'm saying.
No, we're saying.
Because I'm saying when Jack Harlow came out in like 2020, there's a couple people who have this sound of melodic rap R&B mix that Drake kind of coined and made. Not coined either. I'm sorry. Drake kind of made popular again.
Like who?
I gotta look them up. I ain't got 2020 on the top of my brain. I'm sorry. I wasn't prepared to give you.
I think it's a marketing thing.
I don't think he's the only person though.
What you think is a marketing thing?
Like it's the genre itself, because pop would be then defined as like what's popular, but we also understand pop to have a certain sound. So we thinking of it as not just what's popular, because technically Clips and Grinding and all that is pop. Like white kids know that, people know that song, but it wasn't made with the intention of being that. So it's like there's that crossover thing. But I think in Carlos' case, like the music, I mean, it sounds cool. Like, I think he went about it the right way, but I just think he has to be more intentional. He's saying he's hyper vigilant about the politics. Then you got to be prepared for these questions and not respond with something like "I got blacker," but I know you're trying to assert yourself. Because they trying to set you up. Even after he did the whole explanation, which I'm like, all right, that makes sense. They're like, yeah, white rapper, and then it cut off, and it's like, so they still trying to go with this whole white rapper and black space thing, and like, that's not the whole angle I'm going for. So you got to be able to just swerve it better if that's what you like, really being intentional about and do your homework.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like for me, I definitely agree that the blacker thing, that probably wasn't the best context and best way for him to say that, and I do agree. I think he has to be more. I think he was
punching
definitely
a hole in the wall.
Literally, like set up. I think that question was set up. I don't agree that we should all be shocked that Jack Harlow made this album. And maybe that's just because I have heard, like, I just feel like there are so
already
many
got the
white
pass.
artists that's literally making this exact type of music. So I'm actually shocked that it's even a shocker just off of like the fact that, again, like I'm referencing Justin Bieber because he had such a big
but
album.
there's so
Like
many
the
more.
Yukon
the
song was
Keebles,
literally
the Yebbas,
a
like
hit.
the
Yeah, it was a hit song.
UConn
My
was
thing
fire.
is not on the
Huge
music and it's
album.
more on the marketing and the point of this clip and
Yeah,
how it
I
really
feel like
boasted
that's
this
my
album to
thing
be
is the
talked about
clip.
on
But
major
in terms of
platforms.
the music,
Facts,
like I
that's
would
true.
never ever in a million years believe anybody on God's green earth is about to listen to Jack Harlow unless they're literally under the age of 8. And listen to Jack
think
Harlow's
because of this
album,
video,
like,
though-
Jack Harlow
14.
invented this sound of music.
Because the
I
New
think
York
14.
Post, people are going to watch this. Jack Harlow is going to get a little bit up in streams, and we're talking about you up in streams. I think the PR person is punching himself because it was working a little. Like some people are saying this, but the people who this is meant for, that I'm saying that listen to this podcast, are going to give this a listen and say, "Oh, look at Jack."
But yo,
Harlow.
look,
I was in the comments on the
Making me
YouTube.
feel-
The people in the comments on YouTube didn't even clock the blacker thing.
Yeah.
It's black people on threads blowing up the blacker comment.
Yeah.
In the comments on the YouTube thing, they're just like, this is a thoughtful
I
interview.
think-
Like,
But
I
who-
really
but
are-
who's it on? It's on the post. That's what I'm saying. The people who's it on.
On the topic, we
Who
all
posted
black.
it?
We
The
all
audience.
we all black here, right? Does Jack Harlow's Neo Soul album, Neo Soul song, does it make it on your Neo Soul playlist?
I'm crying.
I'm gonna listen. Like from what y'all playing here today, I like it. I'm gonna
It's
listen
going
personally
in,
to
so
me.
so is it going in with the Jill Scott and Erica Badu and the
No,
Rafi
no,
outside
it doesn't
and the
have to
Bilal?
be that. But
Is it-
that's the thing when you talk
This is a
about
set-up ass
music.
question.
There's genres, there's subgenres, there's
Right.
subgenres.
Correct.
Like music is
Correct.
this
Correct.
huge
Correct.
ass
Correct.
thing that we keep trying to box it into
Correct.
one thing, and it will
That's-
never
that's
be
a
that.
good
Or it's on R&B is the genre. Neo soul is the
But we need to
subgenre.
stop
There
there.
are subgenres. No,
No,
you
I'm
can't.
saying
There's
the subgenre
subgenres of Neo
but
soul.
I'm saying that as Neo Soul is like birthplace, is like our home. We're from music soul child. Jill Scott has spoke about this. Neo soul was used to make their budget smaller, to make their sound wave smaller,
was a
to
box.
make them go.
It was a box.
It
Yeah,
was
for
a box.
sure.
That's what I'm saying. Like I kind of want to put them just in R&B because when you say that, that gives them where they want to be because they don't believe themselves to be in this off divergent thing that is in this perfect box of I fit with Erica Badu. No, Jill Scott think I'm up there with them. Like when you hear her talk, she's from Philly. Like she speak like she
So
want to be
do
the
they
greatest.
say-
For
ha-
sure.
Have they said? I know
Yeah.
that back in the
Music
day
has.
they didn't want to be neo soul, but I don't know that I've seen anything that suggests
Yeah,
that
not
today
recently. I
they
actually
divorced
seen
from
a
the
clip
term.
of
Well,
Jill
today
Scott saying
they-
she embraces that now.
Yeah,
Oh.
About the
it
neo
has,
soul, not to say you have to box somebody in, but to call you neo soul, like
You
we know what it
pioneers.
was and we know what it has evolved into. But I personally think because like I'm
I
also
say,
somebody
boy,
who
that
listens
sounds
to a lot of alternative R&B. I listen to Baby Rose. I was a big Daniel Caesar fan, but when he first came, like when he was
R&B.
before he kind of blew up. So these alternative indie artists that are coming up, the Sminos,
Yeah.
all of that, like to me, I think there are so many now subgenres of even
Yes.
neo soul where
Correct.
everybody don't sound the same. I think when I hear Baby Rose, to me, nobody sounds like Baby Rose. She has a very, very unique textured voice. It's definitely neo soul, but it steps into almost like a different lane of neo soul and soul music and R&B music that I've personally
I
never
feel that way
heard
about
before.
Little Richard though, Billy Hot. Like to me, in the R&B part, that's what I'm just trying to say to the neo to put them in the box. They want to be in that conversation, and the point of that conversation is the bigger. Like Baby Rose should be bigger because she sounds fire.
Yeah.
And I think that should be bigger, but because she's in that alternative R&B, when Apple sends you the mood playlist and they put you over here in
Yeah.
this film, you don't get to play with the big boys. So now R&B just lends up to the same artist you've been hearing.
But I ain't
Beyonce,
going. But
Kendrick,
but I
Lamar,
was about to
these
say
people
I
don't
ain't
get
going
to play-
like
to
Summer
play.
Walker and SZA and all them. It's not that big of a difference between the music. They weren't making pop songs neither.
Yeah, but I was
it's just their style got popularized to the point that it raised them to the level of because Summer Walker and SZA nothing like Fantasia and the R&B.
They went
They
R&B
did have
category. That's all I'm
though.
saying.
They went
all
R&B,
big R&B category.
but they
That's all
went
I'm
in
trying to
R&B only because their music got popularized. If you listen to SZA, what was her first joint? Child's Play or something like that?
Yeah.
It's super alternative.
When I first heard that, I'm like, this is not like nothing
R&B.
I ever heard before.
Right.
There was
But
no
the
way
R&B
that
like that is all
there
I'm
is
saying.
no way that I thought that SZA was going to be the
R&B
star
star
in
of-
R&B
Yeah.
off of listening to that and even hearing her progression. So in the topic of neo soul, they just never got they shine. They just never. And so if
And
you
I'm saying that's why. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, I'm saying it's not why. It's why is because of the state of the industry at the time. Right now, we have SoundCloud. We had like SZA came out during the SoundCloud era where I choose what I listen to. SZA got hot during that time and it eclipsed because at the end of the day, image and sales matter. And so that's what we started listening to. So that is the pinnacle of R&B right now. Like literally, Ari Lennox is more R&B than all of these people. Like she's literally drawing from R&B icons, and she's not seen to the level as Summer Walker and SZA and these people when their sound is a Janae Aiko or Kalani. Like they have the ball right now because they sound like what R&B became. You feel what I'm saying? But
yeah, I'm talking about genres, so that's all I was saying. The sound and sonics, what you're saying about music, I'm saying that those people got to play in the R&B category and get to take it to the highest.
They did. What I'm saying is we chose that. We made that decision.
I'm telling you what the artists themselves have said. They said that the people above them put them in neo soul, urban music categories to lessen their impact and where they can go.
And I'm saying they would have done the same thing to SZA or Summer Walker, but we chose that this is what we like to hear, and so they got elevated to whatever you call. They are R&B right now.
Right, I get what you're saying. But I'm saying the industry made neo soul go, and they told them it was okay, but for them they excluded.
And how JJ's point fits with that is that in today's era of distribution and how like how our likes and how our preferences shape what becomes popular, those neo soul artists might have become R&B if we had been driving the industry in this sort of like organic, more popularized way.
I just want to make sure I get that. I'm saying it's not on the people, it was on the industry who made up the term and the whole situation. That's all I'm saying. The music industry made that up to put these people over there. That's all I'm saying. Not the people, not nobody else. Back to the topic.
Yeah, I'm about to say on the topic of the white people, what white people can say and what white people can't say, and all those things. Did y'all see about what Erica Kirk has said about how white male men is how white men is disenfranchised? Did anybody say anything about that? All right, look.
I'm already irritated.
So, Erica Kirk spoke at the governor's mansion in Little Rock, Arkansas. She was coming there to announce more chapters of Turning Point USA in high schools, which is already interesting.
She was doing what now?
Did she say this in the video?
She was coming. No, the clip doesn't show this. Is a little context for the video, but she went to Arkansas to announce more chapters of Turning Point USA. The organization that Charlie Kirk founded was opening more chapters.
I don't think he founded. I think that boasted him up.
That boasted him up. Was opening more chapters in Arkansas, and so she was giving a speech, and in her speech she talked about the persecution of white men and Christians. So we can listen to.
Short, but use it for something greater. Don't let anyone disenfranchise you because you're a young man or 92. It's short, but use it for something greater. Don't let anyone disenfranchise you because you're a young man, especially a young white male man. Don't ever let anyone talk down to you. We need strong men out there.
All I heard was don't let those niggas talk to you crazy. That's what I heard.
Was she crying?
Yeah, she is crying. She's crying in the clip. She's crying in the
clip. It was like some pity. Like, why are you getting pity though? I mean, not that. Yeah, like it was like a pity voice. If you're gonna uplift, then uplift.
That's a good point though. If you're gonna uplift, why did you take the tone?
It seem like something crazy when they.
I think it's to get the emotional reaction because in the article from Yahoo Entertainment they were saying that the crux of her story of what she was saying was that Christians and white men are being disenfranchised or persecuted or belittled, and so she's saying don't let anybody.
Same point in the
Yes, more than the majority.
That's crazy.
Running it.
Will white male men ever be disenfranchised? Like, will it ever happen? Like, seriously.
It's interesting because so obviously, right, there is an actual crisis that white male men are experiencing, right?
Yeah.
Like they're walking into churches and clubs and bars and they shooting people. They shooting up places that they have no affiliate. Like there's a mental health crisis taking place with white male men in this country. And so the campaign to help white male men like build up their sense of self is important, but it feels like it's being like co-opted under a political agenda, right? It's saying that like they hate you, but we love you, so come over here where we are going to, and it's going to work. It's working. It works. It's working. but it don't feel honest in its attempt to give those people the salvation or the belonging that they're seeking, particularly when you're using Christianity as this banner that like embraces all of these people, but in the name of Jesus persecuting other people. Like it just all feels very dishonest at the same time that there is a legitimate need that like they're filling, in the sense that there are people that are suffering that need help.
I think on the other tip, right? Like when she said like, don't let anybody, disenfranchise you, or, don't let us be oppressed. Like we need strong men, right?
Yeah.
Who is doing the oppressing?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Like who? Like because the way that you framing this is in the terms of we have opposition, we have enemies.
We've lost ground.
We've lost ground. We have enemies to our goal, right? So the way that you framing it is almost like, who is the other side? Who is the opposition?
Yeah. And I think what she meant was like the world, in terms of like nowadays, like a lot of times you hear it. Even I hear white women say this sometimes, where they'll be like, they don't like straight male men are like, fuck you. Like sorry. That's really how people feel, because of like, they're just like skeptical about straight male men. Like I think that's really what it is. So I think that's like low key what she meant by like them, or they are trying to oppress you, because we just don't like we just not. I think like, I feel like if you are a white male straight man in America today, like you are getting the dirty looks now. Like it's low key like when you come in, people are looking at you like
very deserving.
Yeah, because it's like and rightfully so. Like because it's like that's where a lot of like the hate trickles down from. It's the white male man and then his family and what he passes on to his son and his daughters.
So are we oppressing the white male men?
No.
Whoa, okay.
Whoa,
y'all are getting out of hand. Again, in the clip, I love you try to clear up Erica Kirk, but she was not trying to be as eloquent as you were. They're speaking directly. Nicki Minaj has been on the same point as well, of trying to. They're weaponizing.
She has been
they're weaponizing this group of people to go against the faction of what they believe.
Yes.
It's just the people protesting.
Yeah.
It's just people who want to say, "Stop oppressing me, stop harming me."
Yeah.
All right, well, y'all been saying that for years. Well, now we feel that way, and we have the president in office that's going to push these initiatives. So we got to revert and push them too. So this is all perverting the idea that DEI and black people somehow stopped white people from getting jobs. No, them being underqualified stopped them from getting jobs. Them not being the right person for the job stopped them from getting jobs.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
We had them not being able to hire their cousin, their brother, their sister, and just put the job that they have no busy doing in front of them. So like that's what we here for. This ain't nothing about anything else but the same message that they've been selling.
And the mental health crisis is a sickness of whiteness. It is not. It is not a battle of like black people, Mexican people, Arabic people are persecuting white men, and that's why they're like feeling alone and alienated. Whiteness is. I won't even. But it is a sickness of whiteness to say that you have created a world that you separated yourself from. You put yourself up on the pedestal and told everyone else that they were below you. And now that you're up there freaking alone and everyone else is communing, having a good time, trying to build something productive, you can't find community with these people because your history has put you. So this isolation is your doing. It's not the world's doing. It's yours.
And the mental health part
You
is
reached this.
all of this. Back to your question, because I just thought about it, had to take me a second. What they feel like they're under attack from is black people sleeping with their people, Indian people sleeping with their people, and their race being eliminated. That has been the idea that whiteness is going to be eliminated. And then the second part of it to me is the fact that if we get in power, we're going to act just like them. And now they're going to be enslaved and get whipped and get in prison, which is not the case either. Black people have never been that way across the planet. So both of these things are made up fears in their head that these people have been pushing the message using Christianity, and again, I think we're at the part of where things start to unravel. Like when you're at the point where you got to use religion again, like we back in the Crusades to get people to fight. We're at the end of where, but I'm scared about that too. Is the fact when you're at your wits end, you do stupid things. So that's where we're at as a country.
But there's a moral failing right now in the country, in the world at large, that is promoted largely by, I think, the proliferation of social media, all of the things. So the reason why religion comes back into it is not just with Christianity. People are seeking spirituality in communities around the world right now because there is a moral and a spiritual emptiness at the center of humanity that everyone is looking at, and they're using Christianity to fill that. But the effed up part is that they're using it attached to this political agenda.
Yeah, I just feel like it's never progress in the sense of
I feel like in the
I'll find it.
Yeah. I feel like when it come to what you were saying of what they fighting for and why they fighting for it, I think I think this is true for all people, that is almost necessary to have an enemy in order to cause unity, in order to cause progress.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And so that's what it seems like we gotta use the playbook. Like
Yeah.
we all Christians, right?
Yeah.
So that means the Muslims is the issue. We gotta bomb them. You see what I'm saying? Or we gotta get them out of our neighborhood. They're not in your neighborhoods.
Literally
You see
not
what I'm saying? Like
even.
you don't speak to a quick story real quick. And I think just a quick story. So a point that Jay talked about earlier in the pod is that we had led a march up Bloomsburg when it was Black Lives Matter time, and one of the reasons why we led the march is because it was a clear thing that black people weren't taking up space in this space. The white people felt too comfortable being racist. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to know that we here and it's people that support us, and that we can mobilize, we can show unity. That was the point of the situation, and so we did so. And the Klan came, the KKK came or whatever, and I was the leader of the movement at that time. And so the Klan came and spoke to me, and so I'm talking to the Klan member, and I asked him, like, what is what's your issue? Like, you explain to me what your issue is. And he was like, yeah, y'all effing up our country. Y'all the cause for the rise in crime. Y'all murdering people. Y'all littering on the streets. And so I asked, who are you talking about? And he's talking about your kind. And I'm like, my kind. So you talking about black people, right? So he like, yeah. And the crazy part is the house that I lived in Bloomsburg, when we moved in, they hung a Confederate flag across the street because they was townies. You feel what I'm saying? And so this is a real thing. And so I'm asking about the situation because I'm like, I've been in this town. It's not no black people that live here. You see what I'm saying? I said, you have black people that live in your town? Like, I'm not talking about the college students. I'm talking about city, like, people. And he like, no. So I'm like, so what is this, like, this account that you giving me? Where is it coming from? He's talking about, I watch the news.
Yep.
I know what y'all doing. This
Yep.
and that. So it's like literally a same type of situation where it's like you're creating your enemy. Because if we look at the actual truth of the situation, right? Who are the people that are in position of power to give you the jobs, to put you in the schools? The president of Bloomsburg is not black.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, we not stopping you from getting in there because we have Act 101, and that allows 20% more black kids to this already 10% of population into this school. That is not setting back the 90% of y'all that occupy the school. You feel what I'm saying? You made a fake op.
Yeah, exactly.
You made
exactly. We're the fakest op to them. Like, it's all made up to push the propaganda, because without it, they would have to deal with the reality of the. Never mind.
Yeah.
It's the truth.
No, it is those layers of just like how deep it could be of why they target us. But I think it's them needing an enemy, and it's no. That's what I was saying. There's no progress in how they think, because like you could be the solution at the same time.
Right,
But because
right.
of how you think, you're perpetuating the problems over and
Yeah.
over again, and then you're letting other people that look like you tell you everybody else is the problem when they're the ones in charge. It's like, how do you keep pulling the wool over the sheep? Lincoln, or however the saying go, like, how do you
wool over sheep's eyes?
Yeah, like, how do you even do that? And then it's just like what Jay said, if we were in position, we wouldn't do that, because we're not in position, we don't do that now. So we just, because some people do get power hungry, and I think that's been a result of the Western mentality that's kind of permeated the world, which is why the world is in this this need for a spiritual awakening. They did do the Crusades, they did push Christianity all over the world, and now they pushed American culture, popularized that we're all over the world, that mentality through social media and other places has really permeated everybody. So yeah, I think I don't want to say they're the problem, and I'll say that. They're the problem.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that power thing is a real like, it's just the truth of the matter, right? Because the people at the top of whatever chain, and in this country, even if we talk about the federal government, like the top of the chain, them people is your people. And the fact that we don't have like seats in those rooms makes it even more ironic that you're pointing the finger at us.
All right, does anybody have anything to lighten it up a little bit? It's a little heavy in this joint. Like,
No, but yeah, I mean, just to show some light on something that a black man did this week in sports. You know, Bam Adebayo scored 83 points in the regular season game. A lot of the controversy behind it was that he surpassed Kobe's 81-point game and how ethical was his effort in scoring. They were up by like at least 20 points going into the fourth quarter, but you know his coach and team egged him on to just go for the record. And I guess the broader question too is people were saying not only was that part ethical, but just how he scored. Like he had a lot more free throws. Was he foul hunting or just doing things differently? So I would say like does it matter how you accomplish a great feat if you have a different skill set than someone else, or does it just matter that you accomplished the feat, you know, in the same space?
I feel like if it's me, I'm breaking the record. You feel what I'm saying? If I got because first of all, don't nobody really get that type of green light unless you was an elite player in the NBA. You feel what I'm saying? To just keep shooting, but also, I mean, when Kobe also broke the record, he was playing a trash team. It was like the Hornets or something like that.
But it was a competitive game.
But it was a competitive game.
I just want to give some stats to this too, so we know. So in this, you got on some of the reading is missing. So they both made 7 3-pointers, but Bam took 22 threes. Kobe only took like 13. In this situation, Bam had 20 field goals, but the part that everyone's talking about, he had 43 43 free throw attempts, and he hit like 31 of them or something, 36 of them. So like
he had 36 free throws.
Yeah. So and the reason the free throws is controversy is that the Wizards are losing by like 20, 30 points at the end of the game, and they're still fouling them. So he's still being followed. That his team is following their team. To get
the other team kind of low-key helped him break the record.
It seemed like everyone has been hating on basketball. It seemed like Adam Silver manufactured this for us to be able
Who's
to talk
Adam
about.
Silver?
He's the commissioner of the NBA.
Okay.
So when you have two franchises colluding to get one player to be above
You think so?
Kobe,
That's what's happening?
I mean, it was a clear collusion because they were fouled. Like, and then again, you just
at the end of the game, there was no reason
you just
to
let the time
be
run
fouling
out. You
him
wouldn't
and
touch
all
him. You'd
that.
be like, oh, don't touch. Like, you would do whatever you can to keep him away from.
That don't
this.
count then. Just off the description on paper, that it counts,
crazy.
but it sounds like whether it was collusion or not, it just
But
it don't sound
another
as
thing I would
exciting.
say is NBA players don't even get close to that
83
amount of points.
That's
You feel what I'm saying?
So
in today's NBA, I think you want to take it to 70
No,
point games.
Embiid scored like 71.
Embiid, Damian Lillard, Luka Doncic.
But that was like
Jokic.
70, 71, 72,
Yes.
73. 83 is a
Klay
difference.
Thompson got taken out with 61 and 2 quarters left.
That's true.
So, like, I'm just telling you, in the sense of basketball, a lot of people could have broke this record, but there's a thing about good sportsmanship and playing the game a certain way.
Do y'all believe in good sportsmanship?
But that's what I'm saying. Oh, you go sportsmanship topic. But I'm just saying, it seemed like both teams wanted this to happen. Go ahead.
I don't think
believe
it's
in
nothing wrong with it.
sportsmanship.
I don't know.
And again, to me,
If you break the record, you break the record.
here's the
Right?
thing, though. He's also
feel-
dating the woman with the most points in WNBA history. So, like, this is a power couple.
yeah, that's amazing.
She's pregnant with twins, I was saying. Now, I don't know if that was NBA, is that fake news or not. But, like, I think it's something to say when you're invested this much into women's sports. And Bam is at the top, and she's at the top. Like we're creating something here, and I feel like in this point now the story is going to be.
Marketing.
At
She
the
was
end
on
of
the
year that-
podium with him
Mark
too
that.
after the game, like
Yeah.
after the press conference. She was
Oh
up
yeah, she
there
was at the
talking,
Jones.
so,
She said
yeah.
she had the NBA press conference like she's Steph Curry kid, like, but she like a player. She next to him. They're like, oh yeah, so what you think about your man's 83-point game? She's like, yeah, she was all right. Like it's a good time. Like,
I think it's amazing. I feel like, I mean, my unpopular opinion is I feel like it's amazing. I think that we as a people have to stop doing that. I think we are sometimes obsessed with discourse to the point that everything has to be that. And I feel like it adds to this narrative about us that when other races feel like they don't support each other, so why the hell would I support them? It's just the same thing that happened to Tiana Taylor when she won her awards for what's the movie called? It's blanking on me.
One battle
One
Battle after another.
That was fire.
When
though.
I saw
don't
One Battle
understand the
After
hate.
Another, I was off. I take my social media breaks very often. I watched that movie. I said, "Oh my God, this was a really good movie."
Yeah.
Like
I thought
I was
it was fire.
entertained thoroughly.
Yeah.
I got on Threads just for the
tearing
kiki.
it apart. I muted that shit
it
on Threads,
apart, and
to
I'm
be
just like,
honest.
then she won an award.
too much.
I think it
The
was her
negativity.
first award for. I could be lying. I don't know if that was her first award for
acting. Yes, it was her first award.
her first award for acting. Yeah, I was like, damn, Tiana Taylor. Like, even though it was a short role, it wasn't like a lot of the movie. I thought she killed it in her role. Like, even though it was like she probably was in like a quarter of the movie if you've seen it. Bro, people dragging her,
back.
and it's just like I hate that for us so much.
But and I think it's incentivized though. Like in certain things, you One Battle Another was a very controversial movie at the time when it dropped. It's talking about pretty much our lives currently. So like in a situation of when that happens, some of the things you are seeing is I want to always talk about the engine behind things. There's a media engine that wants to keep certain conversations, certain things going. So like when that happens, even when it's our community, right now there's a bunch of bots running around with black faces. Not shout out to. See, I gotta watch what I say. Twitter, I'm not even calling what Cuz own it for, but Twitter unleashed a feature where you can see where people are from in their drone. Like if you oh, this account was opened in Saudi Arabia, this account was here.
Okay.
So it's black people saying I'm from Compton and they're from over here talking about it. So like some of the stuff is manufactured bots to keep these conversation discourse going. Because now the one bad another conference, the call has switched now. Now it's Leo's nominated. Now it's very center. So like this might be our last hope to not let the black people win every award. So now we're saying we're giving Leo this award over here, and then Marty Supreme gonna get this award. So now these movies that weren't doing pretty well, and now like he's getting bashed because he said something crazy. But we gonna talk Marty Supreme. But like in the fact of this movie is now being used to uphold sinners in a way, I just it's manufactured discourse sometimes.
Yeah, I definitely didn't know it was being used as like versus sinners. Which if that's the case, I definitely don't agree with that. But I feel like I just wish as a people we just rallied behind our success, like people who reached that level of success. Because even though yes, the movie is controversial, and after like going through the discourse of Threads, I understand where people were coming from in terms of like this is not how black women should be represented, especially a black radicalist. Like I understand all of that, but it's just at the end of the day, like was it a Golden Globe if I'm not mistaken that she won? That was the award that she won where people were like so like, oh, Tiana, this not it, and I'm just like, why she won? And mind you, Tiana has been acting her ass off for so long. I forgot the movie.
Actress.
It was a Golden Globe.
Yep.
And I forgot what movie she was in where she played. I always blanking on the name where she was the mom and she had her son. That was such a good movie.
That was a rose.
That was it.
That wasn't
that's the album.
That's the album title, but it had a rose play on it with the title, I believe.
It was so good.
No, that's the name of the album that she
I know,
dropped.
but she also dropped a movie.
I don't think it was a rose, but I know exactly the movie you're talking about.
That was a good movie. That was a great movie.
That was 1001.
Yeah.
1001. Yeah, that was such a good movie.
Yeah.
So I feel
very
like,
underrated.
Yeah, and I think it should be the same. Like that thing, I apply the same to Bam. Like he won it. It might not be the exact same how Kobe did it or the person before Kobe or whatever the case may be, but he scored 83 points. Let's give it up to the black man. Let's give it up to the black man without having to dissect it. And because that's honestly when people see that other race, they just be like, yo, they don't even support one another. Why would I?
And in the support of black discourse, these are all black men we're talking about. So like Kobe is Wilt Chamberlain. There is no, this like list is the blackest list.
But what she's saying is support black men like current accomplishments as they happen, because if we started doing that more, the truth of the matter is I don't think that some black people would feel like I have to hold on to this power. You know what I'm saying? Because I got celebrated when it was my time,
sure.
and I feel okay about passing it on. You know what I'm saying?
That's a huge point.
We're talking about what white people
levels.
say and what white people think. Honestly, to me, that is causes more of a domino effect because we all on Twitter with each other. All we know how it take just one retweet. You don't know who timeline you gonna end up on. Yeah. When they see, if I'm somebody, a white man, and I'm into basketball, and I'm like, oh yeah, that was fire. And I get on here and I see nothing but black men saying, oh yeah, it was unethical though. It was unethical though. That's when the white man's gonna go in and tell his friends, yeah, no, it was unethical. It was unethical. Like you talking about what we're telling white people to say.
You gave him the argument.
You literally gave him the okay. No, I want us to be just more protective of one another. Where it's like, because like honestly, we can have the discourse, but it's not just on platforms like this where it's like amongst each other. When you start tweeting stuff on social media and stuff like that, it's going to the whole world. Like other people are seeing it,
right
and it's just like white people are gonna take that, especially because white people they want their opinions to be our opinions. Honestly, they think what we say, low key, we set the trends, we set the opinions. If the black community say it's racist, the white people, it's racist.
Sure.
It's right. They said it was racist. Sure. Like that's what's gonna happen. Sure. So I feel like if we were to be like, yo, no, it was ethical. He got 83 points. Like he earned that.
No, we gonna buy the bot, y'all.
That was a great
Let's
point.
buy some bots.
No, for real.
Let's buy some bots and
what I'm
change the
saying is
discourse.
the truth of the matter is that the black opinion is stronger than any bots.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what we seen. And I think that was part of the. I hate to keep going back to the Kendrick and Drake thing, but that was the part of the point. Kendrick was like, you can do whatever with your marketing. I have the people. I have the people's opinion, and in real life, that's what happened.
But also, he had the corporations. Like,
both things.
Like that's what I'm saying. The situation, both bots control a lot of what we say.
Diamond, you know what conversation we need to have? And it may not be here. Maybe we do like a little separate segment just with us two. It's a conversation about Anifa. Because that is very much in line with this conversation.
What is Anifa?
Hanifa is a Black-owned brand, a clothing brand, luxury clothing brand that people have loved for years, but very recently within this past year, they experienced like major issues when it came to like people getting their products on time. And it just became a whole online shitstorm of like basically the brand going from like most loved to most hated online. And she recently posted like transparent posts online about how she's taking a step back from the brands. Basically, she might be shutting it down for forever.
She's pausing production essentially.
Because of all of the backlash online. So there's a whole discourse to be had about like that idea of like, if we just supported one another, gave each other grace, if we just said that, like, if we supported one another, we could go further, balanced against the fact of like, what accountability do you have to do your shit correctly? Like when you have a Black-owned business. But I feel like we in the break room, so we're not going to talk about it. But I feel like we should have.
And it's low-key. I thought we did, but I'm realizing that was off camera.
Yeah.
I was like, did we talk about that on here? But that was off camera. Yeah, no, we'll have to talk about that next week for sure because that's a big topic.
I feel like on the entertainment joint, well, I want to hear Diamond's questions about the movies. We didn't get to them last week. Like these are important joints.
Oh, I love this. So y'all know, but y'all might not know that I'm a cinephile for real. Like Letterbox down. If you love movies or TV shows, download Letterbox. It's essentially a social media platform for people who love movies. So you can go in there and write about different movies you watched, search, see what other people are saying. It's basically like Twitter but movies, like movie topics.
What's it called again?
Letterbox.
It's an app.
Yeah, it's an app. It's just like a social media platform, but it's specifically for films. So, you know, like when what am I thinking of? Highest to Lowest, Spike Lee, A$AP Rocky, Denzel Washington movie came out. Like people who film critics who like have seen the movie prior to it even being released will go and write their reviews. So you'll get to see people's really funny, real opinions about movies. I wanted to ask y'all, if there was one movie that you had to like send someone to be like, watch this and you will fully understand my personality, what would that movie be for y'all?
Fully understand what get difficult for me is fully understand.
Okay, not fully, but they'll just understand you a little better. Like, oh, okay, this describes my sense of humor. Describes XYZ. Like, what's a movie?
Then y'all know my answer. Hitch.
Oh, God.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
change your answer every time.
It's really my answer because it's like it really is like Hitch is a person with the idea that I'm a help. Like, also, if y'all don't know, I'm a relationship counselor. You see what I'm saying? I'm not really a relationship counselor, but I can do those things for you. You feel what I'm saying? Like if you not getting from point A to point B and you trying to get there, I can make a path for you. And that's what I'm saying. And so that's the one end of it. But the other end of it is just the humor in it, and the point of the whole thing is that the power is in yourself. Always. You feel what I'm saying? And that's where I land at. But also, like, when he in the joint and he had the allergies bad, like, when I say I laughed till I cried the first time I seen it, because I had never seen such relatable comedy in my life. Like, if I got the right reaction to an allergen, my eyes swell up like watermelons. You feel what I'm saying? I can't see. It's not like my vision is impaired. I need the eye doctor. You see what I'm saying? And so that's just me. People gonna feel how they feel about it, but Hitch.
Okay, we like Hitch. Jay.
For me, it goes. Wait, was you going, Rez? Go ahead.
No, I was saying I love his breakdown.
Oh yeah, that was a good drum. For me, movies with me, I'm a cinephile too. So picking one is crazy. So like, and I'm a complex individual. So like for me,
he about to give us a list.
It's about to be 3 movies. So, Enemy of State.
He cheating.
Enemy of State.
That's a good movie.
Then you have to go to for my playful side. Dutch James How to Be a Player is a heavy movie to me. Like I watched it a lot growing up, and not for like what people think about learning to be a player, but he had a specific way I interact with different people. And then you go to Too Fast to Furious. It's like it's a heavy like my cinephile like my eyes opening up like, oh, this is the best thing I've ever saw. Like, wow, look at how they got something I grew up around that's showcasing the movie so well. So yeah, those would be it.
Right.
I think mine is Akilah and the Bee.
Ooh, I love. I have
But
to,
like,
you made me rewatch that.
That little nerdy black girl with them glasses and them little braids and a spelling bee. Like,
love
if you
that.
didn't know me at all and you had to like choose a fictional character that would help you to like understand who younger me was, that would probably be a close approximation.
I love that.
Yo, I gotta throw another one in there. Head of state too, and the reason why is because he just had the audacity. You see what I'm saying? And I really
be
like,
president? Yeah,
I just really, I really admire. And you know, I'm civically, you know, somewhat politically engaged, and just as you know, like I could really see myself in that because he didn't change himself for real. He was himself, but he was head of state.
Good
Right.
John. Good
No,
job.
for sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to probably go with out of the trilogy. I could probably gotta go with like Batman Begins, a little bit of a scapegoat, but I just love his story. I just feel like there's humor in there, like where you see it, and it's usually like more so humor in action, not always in like what he say. Just kind of going through something and coming out on the end of it, being a little mysterious, working using the system, but not being a part of the system. You know what I'm saying? Being able to operate within your own confines and get things done and still make your own splash on like your community. Like I just really like the character for a lot of different reasons. But I think the origin story, like the way they shot it, the scoring was really cool, and just like just the feeling of like, just the beginning of
Great
trilogy.
answer. That's one of the best films ever. That's my brother's favorite film we passed.
It's really good too.
And
Like,
that made me think I gotta add one for the family, the culture. Life is like a.
life is a good
It's
movie.
just
Life
one of
is
those
one of
films
those
for me, and like where I'm
movies.
from, my people. Like life is one of the movies. So,
I love Life. Mine low key is kind of random, but I feel I don't know if y'all ever seen Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, but that movie to me I feel like describes my personality a little bit, or that's how I view life.
She give you a movie.
Yeah,
That's a
like
movie.
because that,
Like,
that movie
ain't
to
no-
me, like the essence of that movie is really just that like we are all flawed humans, and like the journey is like the point, like that, like it's all. I think sometimes in life we expect things to be linear, and I feel like that movie in a very creative and engaging way kind of showed you that nothing is ever linear. Like we are flawed, life is up and down, like, and you take it for everything it is in order to get to the other side. Like I love that movie. I just love Jim Carrey is one of my favorite white men like ever. Like I just like The Mask,
He's
like
one
all
of the good ones.
Yeah, like all his he is one of the good ones.
Still can't
All
get
his
no
movies,
invite
I
to
just
Cookout,
think,
though.
yeah,
But
they're just lit. So if you haven't seen Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, definitely watch it. It's about a couple essentially who fell in love. You see their love story, but then you see the traditional love story, the arcs of them breaking up, and then they're so upset with their breakup that they both decide to get a treatment that erases each other's from their memory completely. So they don't remember, and they're basically the whole movie racing through time to try to remember each other, even though they had this procedure done.
Oh, that's deep.
And they're remembering bad memories about their relationship. Then there is jumping back and forth to like the good. So if you've ever been in a relationship, it definitely is relatable.
Ain't one of the greatest films of all time. But yeah, great answer. I mean,
And I think another one, I think movie wise, is Sex in the City. I know that's a cop out, but like
That's a
I
good
grew up
one.
on Sex in the
That's a
City.
good, and the movie was.
I have seen that show from season 1 to season 6 at least over 10 times. No lie, like it's
episodes,
scenes
y'all.
that I
It's a lot of
can
episodes,
recite
y'all.
to you.
Yeah.
Love
and
that
just
movie.
like that.
I hated the reboot. Hated the reboot of Sex in the City when it comes down to like the fashions of it, the storylines of it. I think certain characters, if you are a true Sex in the City fan and just like that, none of it would make sense. Like there's just certain things the characters are doing now that they would have never done if you really knew them from the original. So yeah, I have takes
Reboots
about
never
that.
hit.
Yeah, it just
Never
didn't
hit.
hit. But also American Gangster. That's another movie that I just love the story arc. American Gangster to me is the same movie as like The Lion King and like all of these
It's that
superhero
story.
movies of like the come up, the I'm bringing my family with me to the fallout of it all. Like I just I
great
love a
film.
hero movie like that.
Damn, you just all right. My last John is on the love tip, because when you said I can't think of the movie you just said, but Valentine's Day is one of those movies for me where like the story comes to everyone.
Oh yeah.
But
I
like
forgot about
to
that
like
movie.
one of the broader topics to talk about movies and like movies that we love, and we spoke about a lot of black films. Like, how do y'all feel with that potentially being changed? Like Paramount is now controlling so many different platforms, but one of those platforms is BET. And they have been very heavy on some of these anti-DI policies that we spoke about earlier and supporting those waves, and very heavy Trump-centric. So you can only imagine that this would result in somehow some change of this, which BET hasn't been on blacks for some time now. But like, and before you didn't have someone directly being this obvious with who you were. Industry used to be like you had to hide who you were. But David Ellison and his son are kind of more like upfront with it. So like everyone's waiting to see the other ball drop with them buying WB is going to do, and BET's a part of it. So how y'all feel about like these type people owning BET? Will y'all still watch?
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't watched BT in like
Yeah,
16 years.
I haven't.
I used to watch
BT.
BT 106 in Park every day when I got home from school.
Yeah.
I used to watch.
want to be on 106
The,
Park so
I used to watch the
bad.
I used to watch the reruns of Baby Boy like every day. And ATL, I feel like that's all they ever played. So I seen T.I. snatch that necklace like 13 times. But like I haven't been paying attention. I honestly I think mainstream media isn't going to last. Like it's like people going to pick what they like. Everything is moving towards content creation anyway. The people, the YouTube, the podcast, all those things. Of course, you know it's going to have its place. But cable. Do people still have cable? Do you have cable?
Yeah, well, let me expand that from your mind with BET though. BET is now an app. It's BET Plus. Like these cable institutions are now gone.
I never clicked BET Plus in my life.
I did get BET Plus to watch something. I forgot.
Yeah,
It was something
like
I
they
wanted
have
to
like
watch.
the one or two shows, and I think that like a different generation, the generation right above us, is probably still engaging in some level. But I do think the question of like for us, because we don't see its relevancy in every day, but it still exists as sort of like one of the very few Black legacy like institutions, like even though it's not relevant right now, is it being preserved still important, even though it's not relevant to the way that we consume media? I don't even have an answer to
And
that.
Tyler Perry is running his movie there. It's
Yeah, I was
pretty
about to say,
relevant
I
to the
know
Tyler
Tyler
Perry
Perry's
sphere.
involved. I
Tyler
think-
Perry sphere, he killing it over there.
And
I
that's
think
the generation right above us.
For me, and maybe it's because I worked for a company where it was like there was a leader of it, and a lot of people like looked at that leader and it was like, okay, this is what it is. I do think when it comes to something like BET, right, or even anything, like sometimes, yeah, it might not be Black owned, but for something like BET in particular, there are probably hundreds of thousands of people underneath that person on the ground. Like I always just be wanting to remind people of the people that are on the ground doing the work, because sometimes we miss them and we're always like, oh, the owner not Black, so whatever. But it's just like there's probably so many Black PAs, directors, producers that are currently right now working for BET, doing really good work and trying to get shows on the air that they believe in and vouching for us and vouching for Black actors. So that's why I'm sometimes not always being like, okay, well, y'all not Black owned, like, I'm about to take a step back, or like this is necessarily
That's a
bad.
good point.
Because I do think that there's like this in every company, there are people, the people on the ground are the people that's really moving it. Like versus whoever's at the top, probably not doing nothing and just taking meetings and make like that
Moving
type
money.
of stuff.
Right,
Yeah.
and the question kind of is how you feel about those people potentially about to get fired. Like in a situation where, let me bring you a similar thing. CBS News, who got put under their wing, got rid of all these Black people recently. Like they just walked them out the door. Oh, why'd you pick me? Oh, just because. Like, oh, you actually one Black person made a stance like, oh, I asked my boss directly. He said, well, hey, it was a list of names I could protect and a list of names I couldn't protect. And you ended up on the other side of those. So like that similar thing is about to happen to them because the same people that own the same thing. So in the sense of those Black people you're saying, those jobs are going up and going. Like again, like in a situation where seeing people who have certain ideologies take over majority of mainstream media. Like it ain't just BET, it's CNN. It's a certain messaging of people who now plan to implement that messaging throughout the world. And it's a crazy situation. So like I just, in that sense that we're speaking of it moving to a creator economy, I pray for it all in a sense because each leg needs itself to stand on right now. So like if you cut out movies and film and because that's what and TV, you would it slightens on what you care about as far as with these content creators because there's less things to talk about. There's less things going on in pop culture. So.
I feel like this right on the BET tip, right, or on the entertainment tip. I think this will be revealing as to where we're all at, right? Do y'all have a guilty pleasure show, a show that y'all just you just
my guilty
watch?
pleasure is my phone. I don't even really have a guilty pleasure show as much as like consuming content all day endlessly is my guilty pleasure. It's really. That's
so on the same tip, right? My guilty pleasure joint, I don't even know what the name of it is, but it's the joint on YouTube where they be going in depth about all the rappers and the gangs and all that. Like
Them little documentaries, the little hood documentaries.
like I'll be
and it be the British niggas.
Yeah,
like,
I'll be feeling bad
randomly.
because it's always usually a white person.
Academic baby.
Always in I can't watch academics, but they be doing good journalism. I ain't gonna lie.
Covering it all.
I said I didn't know that. He tweeted that on September the 1st at 3 p.m.
No, these people, you dedicate your whole life to something.
Dedicate your life,
I didn't know it was this deep. You feel? I thought it was just beef. Like
how you overseas getting that type of information though? Like,
you feel what I'm saying?
Pulling up court documents
and all this stuff public information.
Because I feel like I mean the honest truth of the matter. Because I still want to hear y'all answer though. But like when it comes to what we're consuming, like if the TV and all that was really keeping up, they would be doing that. Y'all would be hiring them and putting, because I would turn on the TV and I don't, like, I'm not saying it's good. It's not good. They profiting off of black poverty and pain and even glorifying it in a certain way. It's like, because you get all them views and y'all see me on such and such, because you don't get seen nowhere else. So you get seen on the doc about the what was happening on the such and such gang. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like I don't like supporting it, but dang, they do good work. Like,
funny.
Yeah, we wrapping the BET topic. I just wish Byron Scott or Tyler Perry got to buy one of them previous bids. They wanted to buy BET. Tyler Perry owns BET right now. These are situations where black people are getting jobs and employed. To Diamond's point, Tyler Perry, you may not watch it and it may not be our demo, but he's employing our demo. As far as black actors and actresses in the world is 30 to from 60 to 20 to on down to kids, Tyler Perry employs them. So that network is a place that he's allowed to be. And so is Netflix. So both of those places taking a hit kind of in this situation as far as culture and media. I think it's a place that like somebody's going to have to wake up one day because you're going to look around and all you're going to see is propaganda.
Who is watching? You see what I'm saying? That's my joint. Like
you're not watching.
No. I'm saying this. We care about who run it. We care about who do this and that. We never supported it. We ain't supported it in 15 years.
I'm saying I actively pay for BET Plus for my mom to watch and my little sisters. These are things that people watch. I'm just saying in a situation like you're worried about who in the current thing. I'm saying the worst. This is like again. I'm going to go Star Wars reference. This is like the Empire and we are the rebels in situation. Empire just bought BET and they about to point. They about to change how this look for you. That's all I'm saying in the situation. So like, it's people's jobs. Like again, I understand how you feel like who's watching, but once that's not there for people to watch at all, that's a bunch of jobs eliminated. You're making a JJ point,
which is to say, for anyone other than Jay or people that are deeply like, and I'm only saying Jay in this space, people that you are invested in this. You actually follow it on a regular basis. Whether you're watching BET or not, you are invested in the health of this sphere in general. Yeah. For other people to react that strongly, for me to react strongly and be like, they shouldn't, and I don't support BET in any other way would be disingenuous. I think that's the point that you're trying to make.
Yeah, definitely. My main point is that if we ever going to be upset about any structure, organization, whatever toppling that we didn't support and haven't been supported and never cared. We was never trying to raise funds when BET was struggling and had to sell before,
well, that's a good point because I think y'all both saying is real because there are people who watch BET and pay for the subscription. I cannot for the life of me remember what I wanted to watch, but you had to have a BET Plus subscription. I think it might have been Basketball Wives if I'm not mistaken. I think it might have been Basketball Wives. But you had to have a BET Plus subscription. I had to subscribe. I ended up, after I finished it, canceling it because I don't actively watch anything on there. But to JJ's point, I think majority of the black community, we don't really tap into BET anymore because cable is not such a powerful thing. So I do agree with that, where it's like you can't be upset about it because I'm sure BET probably has been struggling for a minute. Like you talking about one of the biggest networks, and over time, I think that's why they introduced things like BET Plus because they've seen streaming come in and take over, and I think they probably have seen a dip in viewership across the past 10 years, honestly. They probably have seen like a strong dip. I just saw a funny video of somebody reenacting the little commercials that used to come on at BET at 3 o'clock in the morning with the holy water, and I was cracking up laughing, and people were in the comments like, this is how BET used to be. We used to wake up at 3 a.m. I used to go to sleep with BET on the television and just wake up. So I know that they've seen a dip in viewership over the years, and I feel like they probably tried to, remain this, remain that, but it's hard when you don't have that support, and we've turned to streaming. It's true.
That's just what it is. Yeah, I just want to make sure we're speaking of support from our demographic, because in support of watching BET recently, like the point I'm saying, Tyler Perry and David Evans want to watch it, they've made a lot of money. Like it isn't the same organization from maybe 10 years ago or 5 years ago. So like in the sense of this, some of those things we're discussing are people are, it's just not us in this demographic.
Yeah,
so
they're not making
it's money being
HBO
made.
Max money though.
Right.
Like, they not making HBO Max.
They not
FX.
making.
They not
They not
that type money.
making your own original movie money.
Yeah.
You not making.
And if they do,
But
it's too cringe and too black.
Right,
And nobody
but
want to watch it.
they might not be making Tubi money.
But
on some,
again, in the
But
situation, everything you just named is in debt. But BET is not in debt for that same thing. That's all.
I feel like they could
WB
though, because like once you sell out to the system,
WB
you gotta
is-
decide
I mean,
when I
which
go
way
to
you
my
wanna-
mom's
They
house,
dying the
she
worst.
got a
They done got
Tubi movie
bought and sold 3 times.
on every. She watched 3.
So,
today.
like,
that's a really good
I
point.
guarantee
I
you, she
think-
watched 3 today.
No,
You see what I'm
that's
saying?
a really good point because the type of movies that are on Tubi, those would be the type of movies that BET used to self-produce, and we used to watch.
And we
them.
used to watch them
And they used
joints.
to have like that one actor that you know in
It's
there,
gonna
but
be in
everybody
there.
else,
He
you
done
don't
played
really
45
know.
different roles.
Fact.
Like,
I wonder where there's synergy there between BET and Tubi.
that's what I'm saying. They might have pivoted and we ain't know.
They might
That's what I'm
own
saying.
It's owned by
Like,
an Indian
They
woman.
got the same colors, I think.
You see what I'm
located.
saying?
Is it
Tubi's owned by
BET? Don't they got the?
I thought
Yo.
Tubi was a Fox News. I mean Fox property.
The last time I looked up who owned Tubi, because I was having this exact thought.
'Cause you
It's like-
gotta think about it.
Because
'Cause
Tubi
they
is
got us
literally
in
a
the chokehold.
home for like a lot of like black media. You know, I'm on my watching black movies like year. Tubi is a home to some of the only like catalog of like old school black
Okay, yeah.
movies,
Old
and
ones.
it's
Free streaming platform owned by Fox.
Yeah.
so maybe
So
the
same
direct
people that I'm
person
saying
over
that just bought the
Tubi.
stuff is they about to change that Tubi too. So watch out. Like,
Oh yeah, let me catch up. We watch more movies where they got.
yo, but what did y'all do? Y'all guilty pleasures? You did.
oh yeah, I was going.
Mine's is just like I'm really bad with trash reality TV. Like the worse it is, the better. And I really have a theory
Yeah,
because
that's probably-
I used to date someone who would always be like, "You're too smart to be watching baddies. You're too smart to be watching this, that, and the third." And I realized what it is.
Baddies is a sin.
It really is a disassociation
Everything's-
of it all.
it's a lot
Like
of things.
it really is, and that's because I work in production. I watch things all the time. For like, and to Jay's point earlier, when I'm not working, I take me watching films and stuff like that as
As
work.
work,
Like
yeah,
I'm like,
same.
okay, I'm working. I'm just not, physically working. Like I watch interviews, podcasts, and stuff like that for work, for like research purposes. So when I'm not working and I just want to be home and I want to disassociate and I just want to not think, I love a good trash reality television show, specifically Housewives. I speak in Housewives. Like I've watched probably every Housewife franchise. There is Atlanta, Potomac, New
Potomac is my
Jersey,
favorite.
like Married to Medicine. I am a huge reality TV fan, and it partially is just because I don't have to think too hard while watching it. It's like
Yeah.
I can just watch this. I can be, because most times I'm watching TV, I'm on my laptop. So it's like,
Yeah,
I can watch it. I don't got to tune into every word. Oh, I missed something. But it's crazy because I'm
Just
also
on.
really into film. So when I am watching a movie,
You
my phone
really
is on Do Not
watching.
Disturb. I'm rewinding it. I'm the type to pause it because I got to go to the bath. Like everything has to be watched. Every scene has to be studied. So when I don't feel like that, reality TV is my go-to.
Ain't no shame in that.
Yeah, guilty pleasure of mine. I would have to be in the similar lane of world. I'm going to shout out a guilty pleasure show I just watched that I ended up finishing with my girl. Shout out to Tom Joyner. Ready for Love on Oprah's own network. Did a season in Philly. They did a season in Philly.
I
Go
expect
watch
you to
season
say
10 of
that.
Ready to Love. If you want to see a Philly ran love show, like on Love is Blind type levels, it's on Oprah's network. I think
so
my
you gotta
mom made me get
subscribe,
it.
or can you get
I
it
don't-
through somewhere else?
My mom asked for it. I buy it, so I don't know if I'm paying for it or not. Check the
Damn.
descriptions
I wonder
later.
if it's in
But
something else.
What?
it's a
Yeah,
good
no
joint.
You watching too?
No.
I ain't watch it, but she was on that show. So
But
I
it's
like,
hair braider.
when she
Oh,
was
your
on
hair
the show,
braider.
she couldn't
Yeah,
do my hair.
it's a Philly show.
I was like,
The one of
Ready
the
to
bartenders
Love.
I know from around here is on there, and then and the more on the
I
broader
didn't
show
know it
that
was
kind of
Philly,
come
though.
on regularly.
the Philly.
The
Okay, you
Circle
can watch
on
it on
Netflix.
HBO Max.
All right, yeah, there you go. The
You about to
Circle.
tune in. See that foul son.
Yeah, I only watched that
Disassociate.
one season because it was Philly, but it was a good watch just because like you see places, it's a good joint.
For those
And
that
then-
don't know, Ready to Love is described as a unique dating series featuring sexy, successful black men and women in their 30s and 40s.
Ooh, so it's like Love is Blind, but all
Yeah,
black.
but my nephew Tommy, he did a morning show with
Nephew,
Tom.
yeah.
We love Nephew Tommy.
He the host of it. He the host of it. It got like 20
back.
seasons too. Like he did his.
Yeah.
That's what my thing was. Some of these black places that we don't look. It's a bunch of TV out there for
Nephew
other people.
Tommy's
Yes.
still
That's what
doing
I'm
his
saying. We
thing.
doing
Tubi
our
has
own
its
thing.
own
We got-
reality TV department. I want y'all. They be producing reality TV on Tubi
Oh,
too.
Tubi getting
Did you
to
pitch
it.
to them yet?
Wait.
Hey yo, but and then the Circle will be on
That's
there,
ins-
and then Love Island, Love anything I can watch with my girl in those shows where I get
Oh, my
invested
God.
accidentally. Like I don't want to watch this, and next
I
thing you know,
love when
I'm
that
like, well, why they do that?
happens.
Jay.
Wait, time out. why the hell
I love when
is
that
she
happens.
with him?
I
The
love when
Circle
that
is a
happens.
I would
great
never
one.
be
I'm
that
so
person.
glad you brought up
Ooh,
The
The
Circle
Circle was
because
a
that
good
is
one.
such a good. So whoever thought about The Circle, such a good social experiment.
Yeah.
It's up there in social experiments with Love Island to me. Like Love Island is a great social experiment, and I think The Circle is number 2 for sure.
Love Island kind of like tortured it. Like it's like what is going on here? Like
I hate Love Island now. I hate the new Love Island fans because I'm an OG Love Island watcher.
oh my
like
fault.
I was watching it before it came to US.
I'm in the room
I
with
watch
the
as a
pros.
hater too, though. I feel you with the hate. I watch as a
literally.
hater too. It's some hate in the show, but it's also like,
I ain't too deep into it. I can't.
yeah,
even-
It was only. It
it's
used
some-
to only stream in the UK. Like it used to have
That's the
to.
start.
I was watching it from the UK seasons. Then when they first brought up Love Island USA, I was like, oh, this is cool. But like nobody was really watching USA. Like ratings nowhere near UK. When people said Love Island, they were talking about Love Island UK. These
Yeah.
past 2 years,
It's influencer
it blew
central.
up completely. Where now, like Love Island USA has way more streams than the UK out of nowhere. It started with
Shout out to
Cordell
black people.
Beckham's. I mean,
Shout out to black
Odell
people,
Beckham's
correct.
brother being on there. I swear that was the first season I've ever seen Love Island
Shout out to
USA
black people.
take off like that. I don't know if it was because Odell Beckham's brother was on there. I don't know if it was the
Has a
lore.
couple ever stayed together from Love Island?
Yeah.
yes, there are people married and kids.
Yeah,
all
there's
over.
so many people
But-
married with kids off Love Island.
But I was about to say also to the point of like watching it from like as a producer, I watch it for the producers too. Like
Yes.
I'm watching it to see the storyline happen, and I'm watching for the person to be like say something in a confessional, and the producer be like, I got you.
Yes.
And now next
Okay,
episode,
we're the same. I
next
literally
episode
think
we
that.
watching something that the person just told us to hint about. Like
Yes.
I'm watching it for the behind the scenes too. So that's why like when I be trying to watch it, but then the producer like I could tell production just stepped in and said,
There's a show
no,
on
you're going on a
Netflix
date
about
with
that.
him.
Yes.
You're going.
You
like,
can tell if you
what?
are a producer yourself. You can tell when stuff is being produced via reality TV. Like this is not by accident.
Yeah.
Like I honestly feel like that's actually something I want to scratch off my list. Is I would love to go to Fiji for the summer and produce Love Island. Like,
Didn't
that
I
would
say
be
that?
fun.
didn't I say did you pitch for the? And then she gonna look at me crazy like
said
because I
you pitched
said
He
for
wasn't talking
Tubi.
about that. For
You said for
Tubi,
Tubi.
exactly.
I'm saying you gotta
I'm glad
start-
y'all
you
saw
gotta
it in real
start
time.
somewhere.
I'm glad y'all saw it in
you
real
gotta
time.
start somewhere.
I
You
am.
start and then you
Okay.
They
end.
tries to
Like,
be shady and then
She's
tries to
saying
be
she's
saying?
starting at Apple is what she's trying to tell you. I'm starting at the top, brother.
Thank you.
I'm starting with a
Y'all ever
peak
seen
in the red.
Unreal, the TV show on Netflix? It's a show about, it's a fictional show, but about a reality TV producer. And like the reality TV producer is like she's a messed up person and she's causing messed up things to happen on the show, but it's like the reality of what happens on these like
Yeah, I
messed
think I
up.
have seen it now
You
that
probably
you're
would,
describing
yeah.
it.
If you
Yeah.
haven't seen it, you would definitely like
It's
it.
like
You would
it's
like
a
it.
fictional show, right? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I've seen it. I've seen
Yeah.
it. I know exactly what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
boom. So
But what was yours, Riz?
Damn.
Your guilty pleasure show?
I'm terrible with TV. Like I do a lot of times. I watch with my girls watching. Like she just had me watching Queen Charlotte and Bridgerton a little bit.
Period.
I was like-
Such a good show.
Queen Charlotte was
Such
great.
a good show.
It was good
The
TV.
Queen Charlotte one or Bridgerton?
We
Watch
she
both?
finished Bridgerton, so I was half tapped into that. But when she rewatched Queen Charlotte, and I'm like, this
a
was
good
story.
job.
Queen
It's a
Charlotte
good
was
story.
good. Queen Charlotte is better than all the Bridgerton seasons.
I like
honestly.
season 2.
what's that? What's
Season
that?
2 is my season. Season 2 is my season.
Is that
You
season
need to
one?
start watching
No,
Bridgerton,
season
brother.
2 with Kate. With Kate and
Yeah, that was
your
that's
season.
No, my
that's
girl not into that.
that's my
was
one,
your
and then
season.
Queen
Sound
Charlotte
like
is
you
my
might got
two.
to.
No, that's all right. That's how I put my foot down. Like I'm not like
No, it's good, bro.
Yeah,
It's
you
a
tried.
thorough
You tried.
storyline though. Like it's not because I
Queen Charlotte.
can't do a whole
I'll
bunch
put-
of reality
we'll watch
TV.
Queen
It's
Charlotte.
like the England and all that, but it's a real storyline behind like what he was going through or what she was going through because it was an experiment where they brought basically a black woman into the kingdom and how it's just gonna go over it. There's like a black cast in there, and then the music is cool. They'll
Mind
do,
y'all,
like,
it's real.
Instrumentals.
It's
Yeah,
a true
real.
story.
It's a true,
Yes.
true
Oh,
show.
I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
They'll do
I was talking
modern
about that
music.
show.
Oh, I
that-
didn't know
I'll
that.
watch a true
Yeah,
story.
I love
That's
that.
something I
If you
watch.
look
I
on
like
the
I like a little
previous
because I like history at the
If
end
you
of
look
the
at the
day.
previous episode, I bring up something from
That's
that
where it
show where they
catch
talk
me.
about like the black elites and how we had to go through it and how
For sure.
money don't really matter. It's about your name. Like
Yo,
that shit- that's from that show.
for our Let's
Good
Connect, can
job.
y'all give show recommendations?
Yeah, it's a good job.
Oh, okay. Where do I? If you need some therapy, you need some help. Go watch Shrinking on Netflix. It's going. It's going. I mean, not
Great
Netflix
show.
on Apple TV.
Great
It's
show.
going to help you
I
get
said
through
it's a
some of
good
whatever
job.
you're
Watch
getting
TV.
through because that show shows
Alright,
you
I'm about to
people
wa-
going
I'm about
through
to
so
write it down.
much. Go watch Shrinking. My next recommendation, if you want something high energy, high octane that just wrapped up, so you can binge watch. Idris Elba killed that second season of Hijacking.
I have to watch Hijack. Oh my god!
You gotta watch it because now the whole season out. So if you watch it as a season, like it was slow, episode 1 and 2, because we gotta understand why we back in this world.
Yeah.
But like,
Because
the joint on
season
fire.
1 ended so definitively that I didn't
Yeah.
even know they were coming out with a season 2. But
And then-
I watched the season 1 in a day.
If you're looking at something to drop this week, Daredevil Season 2, Born Again. You know what I'm saying? Some of the best acting in TV show movies. My man Vincent D'Onofrio is Kingpin. He do his thing in there. Shout out to Charlie Cox. It's a good drawing. They bringing my man Luke Cage in them back. So like tap into the Marvel shows, and that's what I got for you.
Is that strictly on Disney Plus?
Yeah. You boycotting?
Yeah, I'm boycotting.
Hey,
Why?
man.
They're-
Shout out.
Why are we boycotting Disney? What I missed?
Because they support, again, all these, pretty much my point why I'm making my media point earlier, you gonna get to a point to where everyone who own everything in media
Is
that we
evil.
ain't making is all supporting some,
Is that already not happening?
no,
Yeah.
not Disney, but the fact
your
that, of who
poisons.
Disney is lobbying with right now is why I really, like when you get to that word of, I'll bleep myself, but Israel Mossad, they heavy
I'll
Disney.
bleep myself.
Yeah, Disney heavy in support and suppressing
supporting,
for people who support Palestine. So
Fire.
Okay.
Well, I appreciate y'all coming along for
sorry,
this
they got my
ride.
stuff.
Once again, who's hiring?
For this ride.
Go follow the YouTube. Go follow all platforms. Like, comment, subscribe at The Winners Culture. Until next time, we gonna holler
Patreon's
at you.
coming, guys. I promise.
Game like the coaches, stay dropping gems with the winners culture. You know this, never coasting, always elevating, staying focused. When it's all said and done, we the winners culture. Yeah, we winners culture.